Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching. perseverance, teamwork.
You ready? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Kevin Toman, along with Brett Burris here on the campus of West Columbus High School. We're in Viking country. Tonight, the Sandhills Titans come down 74-76 to take on the West Columbus High School Vikings. Brett, we got a good ball game here. A beautiful night. Anticipation of some really nasty weather coming up next week, but tonight's a beautiful night for football.
Be the calm before the storm. You know, got a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen with the storm, and you know, probably a lot of people's got their thoughts on that. But I'm looking forward to a really good football game tonight. These two teams probably really evenly matched. They probably got a team that throws the ball an awful lot, and then probably got a team that, you know, runs the ball down your throat. So we'll see which one prevails.
Both these teams very young, Brett. You have Sandhills graduated close to 20, 22 seniors last year, real young this year. They have a true freshman starting at quarterback, if you can say such a thing in high school football. And you have West Columbus with numbers for the first time in many years. Last year, I think they finished with about 19 kids. And both these teams very young. West Columbus only with 5 seniors. This looks to be a very competitive ball game.
Yeah, I've been to many West Columbus games over the years, you know, coaching at South Columbus and coming over here. And I did notice that when I was walking up that, you know, West Columbus fielded a lot of kids, and you know, it made me feel really good. These kids are getting involved with the new coach, and you know, maybe there's some excitement over here in Viking country.
Lamont Williamson in his first year, no stranger to this end of the county, having coached in the middle school ranks in football and basketball for a number of years, really starting to get the kids to come out once again. And I know it's been a point of emphasis this week in the community to start getting behind these kids.
Yeah, well, you know, he's well respected over here in this area, and probably the kids are really glad that he was able to land the job. And I think the kids actually responded by showing up, and I'm sure that, you know, in practice that they work hard for him. He's a good, caring guy, and you know, loves for Vikings to do well. And that's going to be some heart that you can't necessarily teach, and you're probably going to see that on this football field in the next year or maybe a couple of years.
All right, it's now time for the presentation of colors by the West Columbus High School ROTC, followed by the national anthem from the West Columbus High School Band. Okay, we are back, Brett. Get a little more chance to talk about what's coming up tonight. You have, like you said, 2 very diverse styles. South Columbus really going to try to run the ball. Got a little bit more size than they're used to against maybe a little bit a young and undersized Sandhills team who loves to throw the ball. Their quarterback, a freshman, 6'5". We saw him coming out for warm-ups today, and even on one knee, he still looked pretty tall.
Yeah, he's a really big kid. Seeing him, you wouldn't think he was a freshman. He's probably still got a lot of growing to do. So, that's the type of body style that you would love to have in a quarterback, and I'm sure a lot of teams would love to have a kid like that. But like I said, besides him, they seem to be a little small, so that may mean they, have some quickness or whatever. Looking back at, seeing what they played last week against Harold's Christian Academy, Harold's beat them pretty good, but Harold's Christian Academy is one of the premier, private schools in the state. Bob Lewis from Clinton used to coach there. A lot of state championships have gone through Harold's Christian Academy. So, they've played some competition, so we'll see how they react tonight playing against West Columbus.
And against competition more to their size, they've shown the ability not only to put the ball in the air, averaging 330 yards on the ground, but it's just putting a lot of points on the board, only losing 49-42. They come in with an 0-2 record.
Yeah, probably you're going to give West Columbus's defensive backs a test tonight with the arm of the quarterback. He's going to be able to see over that offensive line and probably see his receivers a lot better than, maybe most quarterbacks. I mean, he's definitely not a Drew Brees kind of quarterback. Drew Brees has to look up in the air and jump up to see what he can see at quarterback. But this guy, has got the Tom Brady-looking style, and, he probably has all the tools size-wise to be a pretty good quarterback.
Conversely, West Columbus coming in also 0-1, playing probably the best team they're going to face on their schedule all year, the defending state champions out of South Carolina. Put up a good showing in the second half. What can they take from a game against, obviously, a superior opponent into this game that's going to help turn their season around?
Well, I didn't get a chance to see any of the Green Sea West Columbus game. I did get a chance to talk to some of the coaches from Green Sea. Richard Gore, a good buddy of mine, Willie Gore, a good buddy of mine. They coach over at Green Sea, and they said West Columbus didn't look bad. They said that there was a lot of big plays, and, second half, West Columbus played a whole lot better. So maybe West Columbus, settled down in that second half and came to play a little bit better football in that second half, and maybe that's going to roll over into this game.
Obviously, our captains are meeting at center midfield right now, having the coin toss. Great shot by our camera crew down there on camera 3 tonight. Got the young kids from CCCA with us again tonight.
Looks like that Sandhills is going to receive. I don't know if they won the toss, but I know that they are going to be receiving. So maybe West Columbus won the toss and deferred to the second half. But Sandhills will be receiving the ball from the right down in the right part of the goalpost.
Okay, sit back, relax, get a nice cold beverage on a beautiful night here in southeastern North Carolina as we bring you a high school football game of the week here on 89.9 WZCO, the Columbus County Schools' various array of social media networks. We got some great high school football. Sit back and relax because this one's going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, the adrenaline's probably starting to pump on both ends. You see both teams jumping up and down, ready to get out there and probably strap it on and hit somebody. It's a long week of practice, a long, hot week of practice. And, you do everything to get ready for Friday night, and it all boils down to this. The emotions are going to come out. We'll see who comes out settled down and, starts playing hard. And, who's probably the most settled team's probably going to jump out quick.
A lot of good high school football to be played tonight. Halifax is down playing East Columbus. Whiteville is at West Columbus in their new turf field. A lot of fantastic. South Columbus being off tonight. Next week they have Loris. A lot of good football coming up here in Columbus County and the Three Rivers Conference.
Yeah, everybody's playing their non-conference games now. They're trying to, figure out what they've got. There's still some teams that, like South Columbus, they don't even know who their starting quarterback's going to be. They're still trying to figure out, who the man under center is going to be. And I'm sure West Columbus has got some kids that they're probably going to try in and out of positions just to see who's going to be the best for their team. So, it's just filling things out tonight in non-conference. Just get ready for conference.
And here come the West Columbus High School Vikings.
West Columbus carrying the police American flag, giving patronage to our police force and the boys in blue. And we want to thank all of them for doing all the things that they do for us and protecting us, and just a shout out to all the police force.
We do got some great heroes in Columbus County. Our firemen, our police, our first responders, some of the great people who every day serve our community. Can't say enough about those folks. Everyday heroes who deserve our respect.
Yeah, I can't help but to think of Kevin Connor every time I see that flag go across the football field because, he loved sports. He loved to promote his schools and things like that. Good buddy of mine. He'd ever be remembered here in Columbus County for all the things he did. Shout out to all those guys. They have a hard job. They're underpaid. They work hard every day, but that's pretty much all we can give to them is a quick thank you for all you do.
West Columbus looks to tee it up. They will be kicking from left to right, with Sandhills going from right to left on your radio dial.
Yeah, I forgot we are on the radio, so we can make mention to 89.9 and say hey to anybody that's out there listening to us. Thank you for listening to us tonight. Hope we do a good job. Don't critique us too bad, and don't talk too much junk about us.
Austin Booth looks to tee it up for West Columbus.
55 for West Columbus, making sure there's enough men on the field and make sure everything's right before they get started.
Did you select on the iris? I don't know. I can't see it very well. Yep. Just run down.
We are about to be underway. And there's the whistle.
Can you adjust your iris now?
Week 2 Friday night football getting ready to kick off here in Viking country.
Kick off deep to about the 5-yard line. Taken by the up back. Clips 2 tackles. Ball taken by number 8, and that will be Zion Richards for Sandhills.
Nice tackle on the end by Darius Marshall for West Columbus. Made a good saving tackle because, there was a lot of green in front of him. If he didn't make that tackle, that was a great one-on-one tackle by number 10, Darius Marshall.
John Mark Shaw, number 7 for Sandhills, looks to take the looks like the shotgun snap. You have trips right. Actually a pro set for Sandhills. It looks like going to air it up early and often.
It's like got 2 on each side, maybe a 4 vertical here. Might go deep on them quick.
Low snap, fielded by Shaw. Ball complete to number 44, and that is Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's 34. That's
34.
Test for Diallo. Over the middle on a slant pattern. Ran one guy deep to try to get the corner off and just slid another one on a slant route, just hit him right over the middle for, about a 9-yard gain.
And as you said very astutely, it's going to be a big test for these linebackers and secondary players for West Columbus.
Well, one of the hardest plays to defend in high school football is short passes. And, starting with 5-6-yard passes to start out with may be tough to defend.
Inside handoff to Richards once again. Picks up a couple. Almost bobbles that ball. He's forward for, looks like enough for the first down.
Inside handoff up the middle. Gains about 3 for a first down. The best way to counteract a good passing game is to get to the quarterback quick. So I'm assuming that West Columbus' emphasis is get to that quarterback quick, make him rush out of the pocket, and try to make him hurry as much as he can.
1st and 10 for the Titans. Once again, Shaw in the shotgun. Quarterback draw by Shaw. Still looks to get the ball off to midfield. And he looks to almost go all the way, stopped at about the 36-yard line.
Shoestring tackle again by Darius Marshall. Second time we've called his name. That was a game-saving tackle there. It was probably about 30 yards over there. You got to get to the quarterback. If he gets out in the open, he can just pick your defense alive.
Muddlehall once again and Sandhills quickly back to the line. 1st and 10 on about the 35 of West Columbus.
So that trips left. Man in motion, handoff.
Inside handoff to Richards. This time West Columbus' defense up to the task. And you said exactly what the scouting report I got from West Columbus' coaches were. We have to be in their backfield. We have to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage and force that quarterback into bad decisions.
Yeah, that was big number 87 that made the tackle there for West Columbus. I don't have his number here. Maybe you got it over there on yours.
87, Brandis Kelly.
Okay, Brandis Kelly made a great play there. Big boy. Is that a basketball player?
Yes.
Okay.
Shaw back to pass once again, rolls out to his right. Knocked out of the sky by number
87.
87.
Kelly again?
Kelly with the big mitts up there, I'll tell you. I think he thought he was playing for W.T. Edwards at that point and swatted that thing out the sky.
I'm sure all week their coaching staff told him, when pass goes up, Brandon, get your hands up in there. Did a good job batting down the football right there. Leads to, an incomplete pass. 3rd and about 11 here.
And you talked about this a lot with the quarterback. He's not a Drew Brees type. He's a tall, lanky thrower, and he's able to throw over a lot of defensive linemen. Deep fade pattern to the left-hand side. It is caught by number 1, and that is Keonta McKinney. Sorry,
in for the touchdown.
Joshua Dellinger, and he is in for the touchdown.
That looked like a fade route. Throw it to the outside shoulder of the receiver. The only defense that could be there was pretty much the sideline. He placed it where he needed to be, and that's 6 for the Sandhills club.
Well played, well executed by the Sandhills Titans, and they're up with a quick 6.
Well, I'm going to tell you, first series of Sandhills looks mighty impressive to me, especially at the quarterback position. And, when they're passing game, about 3 or 4 completions in that drive.
Low snap once again. Quarterback rolls out to his right-hand side. Finally sees that open receiver in the corner, and that is Zion Richards once again for the 2-point conversion.
He was just camped out over there at the pylon, and I don't know if he lined up and nobody was on him or nobody saw him, but he stood there for the longest time and just dotted a pass to him and scores 2 for Sandhills.
He was down there for about a day and a half. You can see him in the corner there forever. Shaw finally picks him up.
West Columbus is probably going to, back to the sideline there, trying to figure out what we need to do to, stop this passing the game. They've seen what they've got, and they're probably going to make some defensive changes there because, West Columbus defense was pretty much picked apart on that drive.
I think it gets back to what we've talked about in the beginning is they've got to get some pressure on Shaw, otherwise it's going to be a long night.
I think it may be big for Kelly up the middle to get in there and disrupt that quarterback as much as possible. But, keep the quarterback on his butt. If you keep a quarterback on their butt, they cannot complete passes, and that's probably what West Columbus coaching staff's telling them right now.
9:31 to go here in the first quarter, and Sandhills already up 8-0, and we've seen more passing in this first drive from Sandhills than we generally see in an entire ball game from some of these teams.
Josh Dillinger for Sandhills is set to kick deep.
Scores a touchdown, kicks it off.
Might sell some popcorn up here a little bit later. You never know.
Line drive kick. Picked up by...
He's got an opening.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1 made the play there. So
kicked off, made the tackle. Darius Marshall was the return for West Columbus, and West Columbus offense will take the field for the first time.
You may hear McKinney's name. Dellinger. Is it Dellinger? Dellinger's name called a lot tonight because he, in the last 3 plays, he's been involved. So must be one of their, their go-to players.
He's done everything but sell 50-50 tickets.
We'll take one up here if you come up here, number 1.
Once again, West Columbus in the shotgun. High snap. Inside handoff correctly diagnosed by number 50, looks like 57.
Yeah, that was Jordan Williamson on the carry there for West Columbus, number 8. Gains, looks like no gain. Looks like he was tripped up in the backfield, fell forward for no gain.
67, that's Robert Parker on the tackle.
That's a motion on number 87. He jumped a little too early for West Columbus.
And to hear both coaches talk about it at the pregame, mental mistakes are going to be key in this game. These teams are pretty evenly matched, with talent, and the team who makes the least amount of mental mistakes is going to be the team that wins.
Well, I can promise you that West Columbus can ill afford to take 5-yard penalties, especially now, 2nd and 15 now instead of, 2nd and 10. And that makes you change your plays a little bit.
Not a lot of calls in the playbook for it. Keonta McKinney back to pass, and he will take a sack as he's brought down by...
It's like 87.
67, those Parker, and I want to say 87. I don't think they have an 87.
Maybe it's just the old age trying to keep. That's a 67, yeah. It sort of looks like an 8 from back here, so
unfortunately,
thank you for the correction.
Unfortunately, folks, both Brett Burris and I was sans glasses this evening, so we'll do the best we can with the spotting.
We're still trying to deny that we can't see as we get older. Still about 3rd and about 25 here for West Columbus.
McKinney once again in the shotgun, looks to pass. Chucks it downfield knocked out of the sky by number 5, Gabriel Joden. Joden, a freshman, getting a start here in the secondary for Sandhills. Once again, these teams very, very young.
Yep. Well, if you're looking on the radio, you probably don't see it, but Sandhills is getting a lot of pass pressure on the West Columbus quarterback. The West Columbus line's got to do a better job of sealing those blocks and holding it off, so their quarterback can get some time to get some balls down the field. A pretty ball he had, but just not down there at the last moment.
Okay, 4th and a bunch for West Columbus. West Columbus looking to punt the football.
It was a nice kick.
Kickers roll all the way down to about the 31-yard line for Sandhills, and Sandhills will take over for a second possession.
That's about as good as you're going to get as a high school kicker there. I mean, you angled it away from their returner. It hits. It takes about a 15, 20-yard bounce, and, leveling the field and flip-flopping the field is very big in teams that are, very evenly matched. And, even though with those penalties and, sacks, West Columbus did a good job of flipping the field back and keeping Sandhills relatively deep in their own territory.
Sandhills once again quickly to the line. Not a lot of wasted time for the Titans.
Trips left. It's like an out pattern to number 1.
Dropped, unfortunately, by the receiver, and that is Dellinger. And South Columbus going to be hard with a 3-man front to get the needed pressure on that quarterback to force him into some bad throws.
That was wide open too. Number 1 just dropped. It looked like he tried to maybe turn up field before he actually secured the ball. But they're getting good passes, and just West Columbus got to get the better pass rush.
A little pressure. Shaw rolls out to his right. Just a bit outside.
Well, there's a clip there or hold on Sandhills. I saw it from up here. Usually when a defensive lineman's thrown down, they call a hold, and that's probably going to back the Titans up probably about 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And I'm thinking I'm taking that penalty instead of taking the incomplete pass. You've got to put some uncomfortable down and distances for Sandhills. If you got to disrupt that flow.
Yep. Well, West Columbus got off the ball a lot quicker there. They got some pass rush, and Sandhills, the only thing they could do in that situation was either let the quarterback get, sacked or, hold coming through, and that's what they did.
So it's going to be second and about, second and 20.
Yep. In case you're listening on the radio, 7:58 and 8-0 Sandhills.
Okay, we are just about ready for play once again. Sandhills with the ball on about the 20-yard line. Once again, low snap. Corral by Shaw is forced out of, where he wanted to be.
That looks complete on the right side over there for a gain probably of about 8 yards. It looked like he did get 1 foot in, and that's all you have to do in high school football is get 1 foot in and control it. And out of bounds, and that stops the clock.
Credit Shaw rolling out of the way of the blitzing West Columbus defender. Rolls, just gets enough space to the right-hand side to get that ball off.
3rd and 10, big play here for both teams.
And we have another flag on the field. As we told you last, we have plenty of laundry.
Yeah, just, some excitement probably on the Sandhills end. Looked like the split end over there took off before the ball was snapped. Probably the ball was coming to him, and he had a little bit of extra adrenaline pumping. That put Sandhills back 5 more yards.
And it becomes a much more challenging 3rd down, 3rd and about 14 for Sandhills.
West Columbus needs a big stop here. They're down 8-0. They've got the opponent pinned, 3rd and about 15. Big stop. If West Columbus can get a punt out of this.
Takes the inside handoff fade pattern once again. Well played by the Sandhills receiver, number 6, and that's Craig Richards.
What you do as a quarterback like that, you just want to put the ball up and give your receiver a chance to catch the ball, especially on 3rd and 15. If they intercept it, that's fine. That's probably what it's going to be. A punt was going to be, and they threw it up. Receiver made a good turn at the ball and, fell right into his hands for about what, 25, 30-yard gain?
Credit Nashawn Corbett with some great coverage. It's just, sometimes, you get turned inside out and the ball fell over the right shoulder. Inside handoff, well played by number 52, Timothy Stroud for West Columbus. Stroud blitzing, picks up the inside run before it can even get started.
Going back to that fade pattern, what you want to do, you don't want the receiver to get outside of you. If he does, you try to want to get him or push him out of bounds with your defense, and it just didn't happen in that situation.
Second and about 12. Davis flushed out of the pocket, and he'll be brought down just behind the line of scrimmage by
55, I think.
55, and that's Zach Schrum.
It's really good pursuit for West Columbus there. When the quarterback tried to step up into the pocket, West Columbus realized they stuck their arm out and disrupted and slowed him down and made it where other West Columbus Vikings could get in and check in.
3rd and 15, and we have a timeout by Sandhills. We'll take a quick break and recognize some of our great sponsors here on 89.9 WZCO.
Playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Okay, we are back. A couple of quick scores. Let's see. Harrell's nothing. St. Paul's nothing with Union Pines. Once again, some great ball to be played here in southeastern North Carolina.
See Fairmont up 2-0
against Grays Creek.
Yeah, must be playing some baseball over there. But anyway, right now, 3rd and 15. I think Sandhills goes back to the bread and butter. I think they go to another fade pattern right here. Test out the defensive ends of West Columbus.
Realistically, you're probably 2 down territory here, so you really don't have to pick it up here. You can probably get a good chunk of it back, though. Back the inside handoff. Ball tipped and just barely missed by Dellinger.
Yeah, that's the second drop by Dellinger right there that probably he should have had. And, a great design play, up the middle. It was like a waggle pass that came from the left side to the right side. This quarterback's got some good touch. I mean, he's putting balls where kids can catch it, and that's all you want to do as a high school quarterback. 4th down, looks like they will go for it at this point. And that may be the quarterback's dad on the sidelines calling out the plays. It looks like it is from up here. He's about 6'6", 6'7" himself. He's actually, from what I've been told, one of the administrators at the school. Okay. Flushed out, runs into his own offensive lineman, and he is tackled by number 87, and that is, once again, Brandis Kelly. Yeah, and number 7 went down. Their quarterback went down really hard. From up here, I saw some grimace come across his face. I'm sure that he don't like to be hit. So, but that's what West Columbus got to do. They got to get in there, and they got to get to that quarterback, and they got to hit him from where he's a little nervous back there in the pocket. A little background on the quarterback. His older brother was the quarterback for Sandhills last year and is now a preferred walk-on at NC State. Dad actually played at NC State back when Lane Kiffin, I was told, was the defensive coordinator. Got it in his blood. Counter handoff to number 10, Darius Marshall. Marshall takes it around right in, but we do have some laundry on the field. I think 51 is going to be called for a block in the back there or a hold up the middle. He came up, didn't seem to like it. I didn't see it, but I saw the defender for Sandhills fall to the ground, and that's a lot of times something's going to be called. Yep. But like you said earlier, you cannot afford penalties. If you want to win a football game, you must keep your down and distance 10 yards or less. If it's more than 10 yards, you're going to have a long night. And it goes to something that every coach I've ever talked to will tell you. We have to cut down on the mental mistakes. These two teams learning how to win have to learn how to avoid those big mental errors that puts them in, down and distance situations that just are not conducive. First and about 20 for West Columbus. First and Chadbourne. McKinney all the way to the sideline, picks up a couple,
And it looks like we're going to have a flag on the sideline. Look maybe for a face mask.
Yeah, they're going to protect the quarterback. You know, what should have happened there as soon as the quarterback went out of bounds, the guy should have just picked his hands up and said, I'm off of him. May possibly had some face masks right there, but that's probably going to be a automatic first down for West Columbus.
Hard to do that right in front of the official and get away with it.
And I think their coach was asking.
They called that against West Columbus.
Okay, maybe it might have been illegal hands to the face by the quarterback. Maybe, you know, he pushed him in the face. I'm not exactly sure. Did you see the call, Kevin?
I saw the call, but I thought it was more along, more the other way.
All right, well, you know, just another instance of West Columbus shooting herself in the foot, and we've got first and 35 from their own 20.
You coached football for a number of years. Did you have a first and 35 play?
We usually ran the draw at South Columbus whenever we had a long down and distance. It usually worked pretty good.
And we have another whistle. I always thought the rule of South Columbus was when in doubt, buck sweep.
Or we do. Okay. Maybe I don't need to give out South Columbus's secrets, but we had a play called Waggle Divide where we actually ran the back out of the backfield and both split ends, deep, and we just ran the running back up the middle. Usually he was uncovered because nobody usually picks up backs out of the backfield. And a lot of times he went down the middle of the field. We just get it to him and, bust big plays with that one. But I think a lot of people realize that South Columbus does that. But there's not many plays that you can come up with the first and 40 as it is now.
To get a first down, West Columbus has got to get all the way to the Titan 42. And they're on about the 15. Screen pass backside. Corral very well. It's a good catch.
Yeah, he
he
held on to it, but only looks like to be about a 2-yard gain for West Columbus.
Jordan Williams with a great catch. Unfortunately for negligible yards, and they've got quite a ways to go to get that first down.
Maybe a screen play if West Columbus has that in their playbook, a screen play where the big defensive linemen come on through and it leaves a big opening. So maybe look for a screen play right here from West Columbus.
Twins left for West Columbus. West Columbus going to look to throw a fade of their own.
Nice catch.
Great catch by number 87, Brandis Kelly.
He's still going to be a little short of the first down, probably about 3 yards short of the first down.
But it's looking a lot better than being at your own 15, I can tell you that much. Brandis Kelly, great hands to get a hold of that ball, a little of that basketball action.
It was. I mean, like I said, quarterbacks put the balls up there and hope that their receivers can come down with them, and that's exactly what happened in that situation. Puts West Columbus in a very manageable down, 3rd and about 3. And, for the West Columbus faithful, you hope you can get that first down here.
From 2nd and 40 to 3rd and 3, it's a great deal. Inside draw taken by number 8, Jordan Williams, and he will go all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Nice play for West Columbus there. The defensive ends were defensive line was coming hard up the field. Quick handoff, little trap play right up the middle. 6 points for West Columbus.
44-yard touchdown for Jordan Williams, and this is back to being a ball game.
2 plays ago they were on their own 13-yard line. So that's about, 27 yards in 2 plays? Hey, they're explosive.
If you thought West Columbus was going to roll over and play dead, you don't know these young Vikings. They're learning how to win on the fly. They gave Green Sea a lot of trouble in that second half last week. These kids are going to play hard for 4 full quarters.
And that's going to get the West Columbus side pumped up. That's going to let them think that, hey, we can play with these guys. So, maybe a high-scoring ball game here tonight. You never know.
Pass into the end zone. Up high for Brandis Kelly, who brings it down for the 2-point conversion.
They may start going back to Kelly on those receptions because he can get it. It's like rebounding in basketball. You throw a basketball up, throw a football up, go and get it if you come down with it. You don't have to put it in a hoop here. You just got to land in an end zone, and that's what he's done.
Brandis Kelly, the 6'4" junior, can go up and get it if you throw it up there. I mean, it's just like throwing pick and roll in basketball. Throw it up and let him go get it.
I talked to W.T. Edwards, the basketball coach over here, before I came over, and asked him if he was coming. He said he couldn't make it tonight, but I'm sure that, seeing his basketball players play football and doing well is going to bode well for his basketball program. Playing multiple sports helps you. I'm not the kind of person that believes in high school that you need to focus on one. I believe you play all sports to get better. You don't want to injure anybody, but, being athletic on all sports fields makes you better.
3:03 to go here in the first quarter. Our score is tied at 8. And I was talking with some of the athletic director actually for West Columbus, to talk about how excited he was. He's got kids playing multiple sports this year.
That's always big. That's what's been South Columbus's, positive is over the years they can get many kids to play, and maybe that culture will come over to West Columbus.
Kickoff taken by the deep back, brought over to around the left-hand side. Quick hurdle, and brought out of bounds is number 6, and that is Craig Richards.
One thing I noticed about West Columbus there, and the blocks by Sandhills, West Columbus, when they see people come to block them, they tend to just stop and step back. You got to fight through those blocks, and you got to try to go get the ball carrier. We just got to be aggressive. I'm sure that's something that Coach Williamson will see on film about fighting through blocks and staying with it, not giving up on the play.
A lot of defensive coaches will tell you can't stand and reach. You've got to go ahead and put your shoulder into somebody. Okay, we are here. Once again, 8-8 our score. First down, Sandhills from the 47. Shaw rolls out to the left side. Takes it himself. He brings it up across midfield where he's taken out about the 45 of West Columbus.
That's the first time that we've seen a straight bootleg by the Sandhills quarterback. I'm assuming it was a design play. I didn't see any kind of busted play there.
Unfortunately, we have a hold for Sandhills. That play will be coming back. I think that's how we found that lane. That offensive lineman just grabbed a bit of that jersey.
Maybe, and that's going to pull them back about 10 yards. We've seen a bunch of penalties here tonight. Both teams is, probably penalized already over 50 yards, and we're still here in the first quarter.
And that gets back to what these coaches have been preaching all week to their young men, and that's fundamentals, fundamentals, and fundamentals. Okay, it's going to be first and about 25-ish.
Sandhills has the plays in their playbook probably to get this. So, they can draw, especially with the pass game. First and 30 is a lot easier with a pass game.
Just missed.
Looks like some miscommunication there with number 4 for Sandhills in the quarterback. Quarterback throws it one way. Number 4 for the Sandhills Flowers goes the other way. So some miscommunication there.
Actually, a good design defense for West Columbus. I see the adjustment they're making. They're running a 3-man front, but they're blitzing the linebacker late, and it's giving the offensive lineman for Sandhills fits because they don't know who to pick up and when.
Yeah. Dropping more back into coverage is what West Columbus is doing.
Quick hitch to
nice move by 34.
And it will be coming back as to spring him on that. We had a block in the back.
Looks like number 15 was flagged there for Sandhills, Drew McCampbell.
You'll see it right over here on the left-hand side. As he tries to make the turn, he gets inside the receiver, tries to make a good block. Looks like he got his head in front.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't a good call.
Again, penalties. I'm sure both coaches are not happy with the flags on the field. The referee and crew doing a good job of, finding the things that both teams are doing wrong, and they're flagging them for it.
First and 33, second, or is that second down or third down?
Second.
Second down and 33 for Sandhills. Much the same situation as West Columbus found themselves in on their last drive. Deep drop, he throws that fade. Just off the hands of the receiver.
Number 8 came down and actually stripped it after the Sandhills receiver had it. And number 8 for West Columbus, which is
Jordan Williams.
Jordan Williams did a good job defensively after the catch was made and just swatting it away through his hands.
I'm telling you, he's not throwing a really hard ball, and he's receivers and the secondary for West Columbus is running with the receivers. at some point they're going to have to take a chance in going after a couple of these balls.
Once that ball goes up, it's anybody's football, and that's what the quarterback's doing. He's throwing the ball up just for anybody to grab. West Columbus got to be aggressive and maybe go after some of them.
3rd and Whiteville for Sandhills at this point. Shaw looks to roll over to his right and throw back to his left. Nice design play. Well scouted by the West Columbus defense. It will pick him. It will stop him after a short gain.
Looked like a little draw. Not a draw play there, but a pass over the middle from the left sideline coming to the right. Hopefully to try to get some blockers out in front of them, but blockers didn't hold on their blocks, and West Columbus made a good stop there. It looks like they're going to get the ball back in some pretty good territory.
We are a minute 16 to go here in the first quarter. Our game is tied at this point. Every possession looks to be important. Is this going to be tight all the way through?
Sandhills trying to get their correct personnel onto the field. Looks like they do have 11 on now.
Dellinger to punt once again for Sandhills.
It's like the play clock ran out. I don't know if it's going to be a delay of game or.
Looks like the official reset. Yeah.
That's a delay of game. They didn't have the right personnel in there. They took too much time. That's going to back them back 5 more yards.
Talking to the coaches before the ball game, this is exactly what they preached. We've got to stop beating ourselves.
And both teams right now have really beat themselves down.
4th and more fingers and toes than I have at this point. Dellinger once again to kick.
Nice spiral kick there.
Low line drive. West Columbus and number 8, Jordan Williams, will let that roll, and it will stop at about the.
That's the 30, Kevin.
30. It's a weird angle right now. I'm trying to look at this on the field.
Both teams' punters have been big in this game over the last couple of minutes with, trying to flip-flop the field. West Columbus's punter had a real good punt, and coming back for Sandhills. Sandhills' punter had a good punt there, just keeping the ball on the other end of the fields.
Okay, for West Columbus, what are you looking at right now?
Well, you're excited that your last 2 plays were your biggest plays of the ball game. I think they're just going to go back to, Kelly, with a pass play.
Inside handoff to number 5, Niquesh Johnson. Stopped after a short gain.
And, that could be just a setup for maybe Kelly to get out in the flats or something like that. You got to go with your best players. You got to go with the players that's going to, get you big yardage and stuff. And, Kelly's probably a big, cog in that offense, and look for him to go back to him a couple of more times.
Zach Butler on the stop for Sandhills. West Columbus, no shortage of speed. Really tries to set you off with that off count, that off tackle, then hit your backside and hope you're not paying attention.
Kelly in the slot here, so, key on him a little bit. If I had my telestrator, I would circle him, but I don't have it here tonight.
And that looks to be the end of the first quarter. Our score, Sandhills 8, West Columbus 8. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach.
Okay, while we have a few minutes here, we got to change possession. Our very own Logan Jones, one of our student interviewers in the communications class, had an interview with Coach Lamont Williamson before today's ball game.
I'm Logan Jones from CCA, and I'm here with Coach Lamont at West Columbus, and we're going to be talking about his game today and what's about. I'll talk about this game. So, Coach Lamont, how do you think this culture has started since you started here?
Well, the culture has changed just a little bit. Don't want to take anything away from Coach Pierce. He started it, but I'm here just trying to put things back together and just get football back to where it needs to be here at West Columbus High School. Guys starting to practice hard, working out in the weight room hard, and they just getting out there, man. They holding each other accountable. On Wednesday, every Wednesday is shirt and tie day, where the kids get to wear a shirt and a tie, and also learn how to tie a tie. So it's a good look for them, good look for the program, and also it makes them feel good. Walk around the school getting compliments from teachers and staff, and also students.
Okay. What are you hoping to get out of this year's football season?
I would love to win every game, but every game we got to come and be ready to play. I just want to win the game.
Okay, Brett, we are back. West Columbus with their second play on offense, gained a big first down on their first play. A second play from scrimmage, they gained a quick 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7. Just go back to your bread and butter at this point if you're West Columbus.
Yeah, West Columbus just needs to, do the same things they've been doing the last couple of plays. Getting 2 or 3 yards per play is going to be big for them. 10 over the middle. Just overshot him there.
Okay, 3rd and long for West Columbus. They're getting good looks, and they're just a step or two off. And these are early season ball games, and these are things that both coaches will tell you want to clean up before you get in your conference schedule.
Yeah. What I like for West Columbus tonight is they're mixing it up. It looks like right now they're about 50% run, 50% pass. So they're keeping everything level. They just need to maybe, convert a little bit more on those short passes, which will eat up some yards and eat up some time. So we'll see what West Columbus has coming up here. That draw player, that quick hitter up the middle, bode well for them last time. We'll see if they go back to that.
3rd and 7 for West Columbus. Brandis Kelly, if you're looking for him, it's at the top of your screen. West Columbus will call timeout. They just didn't seem to have the quite alignment they were looking for. Lamont Williamson very quickly calls timeout.
Yeah, there was some confusion there about where the split end and the tight end needed to line up, because if you cover up the tight end on that side, he becomes ineligible. So I'm assuming that maybe they wanted their tight end to be eligible on that play, and when the split end covered him up, he became ineligible and dumped their whole play there. So they had to call a timeout.
Smart heads-up play, especially on probably a decent, a makeable 3rd down. And if you can keep this drive going, if you're West Columbus, you can eat a big chunk off of that clock and really put, Sandhills in the hole.
Yeah, this is a big play for West Columbus. You want to keep your plays going. You want to at least get the ball a little bit deeper into their part of the field. Even if you have to punch, you want to get it down, as deep as possible, because it's an 8-8 ball game. You want to win field position right now.
Okay, we are back to action. West Columbus looks to tee it up on a 3rd and 7. Off the right-hand side, picking and scratching in his way is number 1, and that's Keonta McKinney.
Guess what, Kevin? We got laundry on the field again.
Laundry on the field.
I'm thinking this may be offsides on Sandhills. Looks like they may have lined up offsides. I may be wrong. It may have been motion on the other side.
I see a lot of blue jerseys walking backwards, so I'm thinking it might be against West Columbus.
Maybe that split end on the other side maybe wasn't lined up on the line of scrimmage, which means there wasn't enough people on the line of scrimmage, which is a illegal formation.
If anybody wants to make us some of those T-shirts, there's laundry on the field. We will market those for you.
Kevin, right there, you're 3rd and 8, and you got a first down, but now you're 3rd and 15 because of a penalty again, and Coach Williamson cannot be happy with that. You cannot give up a first down and move back 5 yards.
You can't keep shooting yourself, and it goes back to what we said before. These teams got to learn how to win and learn how to not make mental mistakes.
3rd and about 15.
Fake handoff rolled out. He's going to try and get it up by the strength of his feet.
Ooh, nice block by number 8, but I think they called a clip on that. It's going to come back,
he's going to run
guys.
a good 30, 40 yards east and west before he goes back north and south again. Takes it all the way down, picks his way.
There's another flag. There's 3 flags on the field.
And
there's a T-shirt tossed.
And that's a lot of laundry.
Let me throw my shirt out there.
Please, Brett, on behalf of all that's good and holy, please keep your shirt on.
They're not showing us on TV. Nice play by number 1. He ran the football hard. McKinney tried to, get into the end zone, but, little did he know that the play was coming back. And that's another first down brought back by a penalty for West Columbus.
West Columbus right now has about maybe 150 yards and 200 yards in yardage, but they've got 100 yards in penalties.
I didn't get a chance to see the football game last week, but I'm assuming that they did not have the penalties last week that they're having tonight. And that is going to be a major focus for Coach Williamson this week because, they've got first downs, but they're brought back every time because of, flags on the field. And that just – if you don't have gray hair, I'm sure he has some right now.
And this is a winnable situation for West Columbus, but they cannot keep doing these long downs and distances.
And, that makes your team put their head down too. You have good plays and they keep coming back. It's not positive for a team.
Drops back, deep throw, just a bit short, and it'll be fourth down for West Columbus.
A lot of good things there for West Columbus on that drive, but, the bad things, the flags, just counteracted everything. The kids, ran hard. I think West Columbus got 3 first downs that came back because of penalties, and you cannot do that. Coach Williamson's, going to stress that all week. Guys, we moved the ball, but we just had penalties that we cannot have.
It's one thing to be out-executed, Brett. I know you know this as a long-time coach. It's another thing to beat yourself.
That's true, and that's exactly what West Columbus is doing right there. And it's things that they can change. It's things that next week they can come back and they can do away with. Oh, not a good punt by 55
High short
there.
kick. Takes a short roll before it's down by – I don't think he should have picked that up. I think he should have let that one go.
I'm sure when you see that number 24 for Sandhills coming over to the sidelines, I'm sure you'll see a coach –
somebody's going to be in Daquan Owens' ear, y'all.
Or, you got a coach over here says stay away. He's giving him the business right there. That kid will learn, that situation. And
now, having said that, for both teams right now, if I'm a coach, I'm okay right now with where we're at. These are coachable mistakes. These are things that we can get into the locker room at halftime at 8-8. That these are things that we can correct and have a really good second half.
Kevin, we stressed a while ago about field position and flipping the field or whatever. Now Sandhills has flipped the field in their favor, and that's something that's got to change. Sandhills has got some momentum going right now, especially in West Columbus territory.
Roll out by Shaw. He's running for his life now, and he's still trying to get away with that ball. One thing I like about watching Shaw run after he picks up about 5 or 6 is Shaw, while he's running, is still looking to pass. Being 6'5", he has that vision where while he's running, he can still throw over top of people.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if he is a freshman quarterback, he's doing some things that you see upperclassmen do right now. And I can see some big things coming from this kid from Sandhills.
And he does have the lineage for it.
I'm very impressed as a freshman quarterback, John Mark Shaw. You may hear his name, in the next couple of years, maybe at the second level.
West Columbus overruns the play, and inside handoff to number 8, and that is Zion Richards picks up big yardage and a first down for Sandhills.
Have you noticed that Richards has a really good spin move about all of his runs? He sees the tackler coming, and he does that little spin move, and and gets up. You can see it on the replay right here.
Right there.
Spin move. He's used it all night long, and it's been tough for West Columbus to tackle him.
West Columbus tackling very high and reaching. Really got to put a shoulder into him. Inside handoff to, and once again picks up about another 5 or 6.
That was number 4 for Sandhills, which is Jordan Flowers. Again. Kevin, you printed off some numbers here for me, and you did them blurry, so I don't know what's going on here.
I think that's because you ain't got your glasses on. Okay, 2nd and 6 for Sandhills. Pass.
Oh, nice play by number 3. Almost stepped in front of. That would have been a pick 6 the other way there.
Jadakiss Butler looked to go the other way, just barely off of his fingertips. Otherwise, he's still running at this point.
What he did, he saw that split end just stop and turn, and he knew they were going to them. He just stepped right in front of it, was a half a step too late, 1/2 step further. That's pick 6 the other way.
And it's exactly what we talked about. these West Columbus defenders starting to go after those jump balls.
Well, they're getting a little bit more relaxed out there. They know that they can go get them balls and be relaxed and play defense, and good to see West Columbus getting back better in defensive.
Heads up play by West Columbus breaks up the pass to number 8, Zion Richards. 2 defenders for West Columbus, one with the hit and the other reaching and grabbing that ball and knocking it out of there.
They're actually going to give him a completion on that kid.
Really?
And the ball came back in bounds. Why isn't that a fun? Okay, he stepped out of bounds after he had possession before he went out of bounds and he lost out of bounds. So that is a completion there.
That's a tough one.
Going for it on 4th down. Did he get it?
He did get the reception. Let's see exactly
where they mark it. It's going to be close.
Depends on the spot.
Big play here on the spot. They give it to him, Kevin.
Give it to him. 1st and goal. Sandhills.
Give it to him with no measurements. Evidently, it was very sound.
1st and goal on about the 4 for the Titans.
I wouldn't be surprised if you may see a quarterback sneak maybe up the middle here. It's very tough to pass in this situation, so you're probably going to see Sandhills probably going to more running.
In this formation, exactly what you just called, the quarterback draw, and he looks to be into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would have called there. You spread everybody out. You got a 6'5", 6'6" quarterback running up the middle, and that's exactly what they did, and scored the 6.
He could have reached that thing in from the 3 with his long arms, I'll tell you.
I know a little bit about it. It's been a while since I coached football, but I still know a little bit about it.
We do have 1 or 2 brain cells rolling around in our head right now. Our score 14-8 in favor of the Titans.
Going for 2 here. It's going to be a big 2.
Inside handoff to Williams, and he is brought down in the backfield. He'll be stopped. No conversion. Our score with 8:44 to go here in the first half. Sandhills 14, West Columbus 8. And it goes back, let's talk a little bit about this. For your West Columbus, your last drive, you had 3 first downs brought back. You were to be deep in Titan territory, and penalties brought you back a good 30, 40 yards, and Sandhills is able to flip the field on you and go in to score.
Well, it's called focus, Kevin. These kids from West Columbus have got to be focused. You must do your job. Each person out there has a job on that field, and you've got to do your job, and you've got to be focused. And if you lose focus, that's when you're going to end up making mistakes. And that's what you've seen for West Columbus. So I'm sure Coach Williamson right now is like, guys, focus. Do your job. Everybody's got a job. We got to cut back on these penalties.
West Columbus has had success. They can play with this team. They're not outgunned like they were last week, and West Columbus still very much in this ball game. This is a one-possession ball game.
Yeah, and one possession, and and Sandhills is going to be having to chase an extra point coming up here in the next score.
Okay, Sandhills kicks it off deep
nice
to
kick.
West Columbus. Got to call that ball. And that is number 8, I believe, and that is Jordan Williams.
Now, the kid's got a leg on him. I mean, that was a line drive over the center fielder's head, it looked like to me. He picked it up. Maybe that's one of those ones that you maybe let go in the end zone because, you stand a risk there of bobbling or whatever, but, kid did a good job of running it out and actually got it to about the 26, 27-yard line.
Okay, West Columbus looks to take the ball over on about the 35-yard line. Correction, on about the 32. If you're West Columbus, I don't think you get out of your offense right now, Brett. I think you small chunks, control the clock, and go into halftime either tied or with the lead.
Well, you've done what you need to do. You just had a bunch of penalties. And as you can see, it's very dry out there. You heard of 2-3 yards in a cloud of dust. There's a bunch of dust kicking up out there.
As you astutely told me before the ball game, we definitely need the rain. So I recall you had to put the sprinklers on before you left the house.
Yeah, hopefully we get some rain off of this tropical system that doesn't come as a powerful tropical system because we need the rain in this area. It's been a very dry summer. I've pulled water hoses all summer, and I'm sure the farmers would love, some rain, especially to finish up these soybeans to, get their last little growth spurt in them.
Yeah. We'll definitely check with our meteorologist, Kelly Jones, here at halftime and see what the weather's going to be for the rest of next week. Backside counter to number 28, and that is, okay, maybe not 28. Hard to catch these numbers, guys. We're doing the best we can. See if we can get it now.
West Columbus 2-run play. Looks like they're trying to go, outside. West Columbus had a lot of success running the ball straight up the middle. Maybe West Columbus needs to go back to that.
Darius Marshall on that run. 3rd and about 8.
Look for maybe, Kelly maybe over the middle here. He's in the slot position, maybe a slant over the middle here. There's nobody over here. Maybe some miscommunication on where the quarterback was going to throw it.
And number 10, Darius Marshall, I think Tripp trying to get over there, got behind the defender, and the ball was thrown just to his outside.
Yeah, West Columbus is probably going to have to punt here with it being 4th and 8 deep in their own territory.
Last punt, a little bit of a struggle for West Columbus. They need a good kick here to help flip the field.
Well, I'm going to tell you what happened on that last punt. There wasn't a lot of blocking at the line, and 2 or 3 kids came through, and the kicker had to kick it around 2 or 3 defenders from Sandhills. So see if these West Columbus Vikings do a little bit better job of protecting their punter.
Zach Schrum in the punt for the West Columbus Vikings. Of a personnel issue trying to get folks on and off. Ball up and to the left. Good punter, but good punter's roll. Ball will be down by number 52, and that is Timothy Stroud, and Sandhills will take over on about their 36-yard line.
If you're on West Columbus faithful right here, you're hoping for a quick 3 and out. That's what you want to happen for your team. Sandhills just wants to run some time off this clock and run it down the field, and maybe can melt some time off, and maybe if their offense bodes well, maybe score in the half.
Shaw checking his armband, no time wasted if you're Sandhills getting right to the line of scrimmage.
He's getting the call from the sideline. He looks at his numbers and lets his receivers know which way he's going.
Oh. Ball complete to number 8, and that is Zion Richards. And the thing I'm noticing is these defenders for West Columbus, they're letting them catch the ball. I mean, these are interceptable balls if you're West Columbus.
Yeah, West Columbus right now is giving the receivers from Sandhills too much of what we call a cushion.
Mm-hmm.
And these West Columbus defenders are going to have to get up and cut back on that cushion, because number 3 there, eventually, once he steps up, that ball's high in there, he's going to be able to catch that, interception and take it for a pick 6. He's just waiting for that. If he can come up and give, cut back on the cushion that they're giving him. 2nd and 3 for Sandhills.
Reset on the 25-second clock, it looks like.
Trips right again.
Looks like they may go back to that fade.
Busted play for Sandhills.
Big, tough hit by 87, and that is Brandis Kelly having himself a whale of a ball game.
Looked like it was supposed to be an inside handoff maybe to the motion man. Just looks like the motion man went in front of the quarterback instead of behind him. And
tough snap, too. And sometimes, better be lucky than good. Brandis Kelly takes advantage of a busted play and a busted snap, and it's 3rd and long for Sandhills.
Big play for West Columbus here. Like I said earlier, West Columbus, wants a 3 and out. That's the best thing they could possibly do. They have the opportunity to do that right here if they can come in with a good defensive stand.
Quarterback rolls to the right. Complete to his receiver. Missed tackle. A couple of missed tackles for West Columbus. He's down the sidelines. And that is number 8 once again, and that's Zion Richards.
Kevin, just like we went back a while ago, West Columbus defenders are giving too much of a cushion to the receivers from Sandhills. I'm sure second half that Coach Williamson is going to say, hey, we got to get up on these receivers, guys. We can't give them, 10, 12 yards off the ball before we go play defense.
And it gets back to something we brought up a couple times, especially in that last series. Zion Richards with that spin move and the way he turns his shoulders, he shakes and bakes, and he's 30 yards down the field. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Richards with a handoff once again, takes it up inside, straight up the middle of the Viking defense before he's tackled 10 yards deep by number 15, and that is Nathan Hunt.
That's the same exact play they wanted to run a while ago that they had a busted play. See, the running back went behind the quarterback that time, and last time he went in front of him, they just threw everything off. But that's the play they wanted to go to.
Quickly back to the line on 1st down is Sandhills.
I got trips left.
West Columbus looking with only a 3-man line. That you might look for that quarterback draw once again. This time off the right-hand side is number 4 for Sandhills, and that is Jordan Flowers.
Tell you what, Sandhills is looking like a really good football team tonight. I mean, they're it's like they're working on all cylinders. Quarterback's looking good. Couple of busted plays, but besides that, it looks like a pretty good football team out here.
Okay, while we have an injured player on the field, we'll take a quick timeout and recognize our sponsor here on 89.9 WZCO.
Education through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn?
Okay, Brett Burrs, we are back and got some first half scores. West Brunswick over Whiteville right now, 14-0. You have Grays Creek over Fairmont, 14-2. And let's see what else we got here. Wallace Rose Hill over Southwest Onslow, 16-7 at half.
Injured player for West Columbus was Naquarius Johnson. Looks like he's okay. He's walking off, on his own cognizance there. Maybe got, maybe a little winded or something like that. But he's okay if you're listening from home.
Brandis Kelly gets a little overexcited over there on the right end, comes across, and it'll be 1st and 5 for Sandhills.
Maybe another quarterback sneak here for Sandhills.
And correction, that's 1st and goal, and you're on about the 3 at this point. Shaw hands off to his own, tries to get himself away.
What?
Heads up play by the defender.
Kevin, I really don't know why you want to run your quarterback, around the end. I mean, you're on the 3-yard line going in. Why not take your 6'7" guy and just go straight up the middle? I mean, I don't.
But I'll tell you, one person who wasn't full was Nathan Hunt for West Columbus. Did not go for the fake, and he had his hands all the way hold of Shaw, and he wasn't letting go.
Good play there. Keeping them out of the end zone, all you can do right here.
3rd and 3 becomes 3rd and 10. Shaw with the inside hitch. Ball fumbled, but right back to himself, and he picks up a quick 6 for Sandhills. That is number 6, Craig Richards, with the 10-yard touchdown, for the Titans.
Yeah, Kevin, just like we've said the whole game, West Columbus still giving too much of a cushion to these receivers for Sandhills. I'm sure that you'll probably see some kind of change at halftime about getting up on these receivers, a lot closer and putting your hands on them, trying to what we call choking them from the line of scrimmage.
Too many free releases, absolutely, Brett Burris. I mean, if you're West Columbus, you have a number of these balls that you can take back the other way. Shaw looks to pass once again. And number 1, and that is Jordan Dellinger, picks up the 2-point conversion. And Sandhills goes up 22 to 8 at this point.
Nice series for Sandhills. They marched the football down the field with relative ease. They look like they're playing on all cylinders right now. Really good looking drive for Sandhills.
West Columbus looks much improved from last year, and they're very competitive. They've just got to put a few of the foundation skills together, and they're going to be a tough team to beat.
Yeah. Well, if you're West Columbus, if you can cut back on the penalties, especially in the second half, you've shown that you can move the football. Just cut back on your penalties, and defensively, get up in the receivers' faces of Sandhills and make them work a little harder. You got to make those receivers work harder than they are now.
It's just like on the offensive line. You've got to make Shaw, you have to force him into bad throws. You got to force him into off-balance throws and in situations he's not prepared for.
Well, there's one thing about that. A 6'6" quarterback does not like to get hit. And, that's one thing that West Columbus will probably try to do a lot of in the second half.
Ground ball fielded by the up-back for West Columbus in the person of number 10, and that is Darius Marshall. Marshall takes the ball up to about the 38, where West Columbus will take over 1st and 10.
You got 3:39 in the second half to go. It would be big for West Columbus to be able to march down and score a touchdown here and, make it a one-touchdown game going into the second half. And Sandhills just want to sit back and get a 3-and-out and possibly punch it in again.
West Columbus not far off on any of their series tonight. Has yet to put a complete series together other than the first one that they scored on.
Yeah. Let's see if West Columbus goes back to trying to get the ball up the middle a little bit more here on this play. They've tried to go outside the last couple of series, and really there's nothing on the outside here for them.
And honestly, I'd like to see him go back to Brandis Kelly a little bit.
Yeah, got to go back. You said you'd like to your bread and butter. And just as you say it, they go to Brandis Kelly.
And drawing a crowd of Titans at this point is Brandis Kelly.
Well, the thing about it is probably Sandhills knows that they want to go back to Brandis Kelly, and they're going to key on him, a lot, and they did.
Little hitch screen for Brandis Kelly at that point. I think what I'd like to do maybe now, if they're going to key on Brandis, is you send Brandis steep, and as you very astutely say, they don't cover the underneath receivers as well, and throw underneath.
Well, probably what should have happened, number 33 on that split in there, should have taken off and gone down the field and took 2 defenders with him. He didn't go down the field, didn't take his defenders, and those 2 actually tackled Kelly on the right side.
Okay, trips on the left side this time for West Columbus on 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to number 8, and that is Jordan Williams. Picks up a couple before he's herded down by a bunch of Sandhills Titans.
Yeah, you got about 3rd and 11 for West Columbus here. You hope you can get a first down here because you really do not want to give the ball back to Sandhills and that quarterback with 2 minutes left to go in a quarter, because that could lead to another 6 before that second quarter comes around.
I think another thing you got to consider is that defense for West Columbus has been on the field an awful lot, and you really kind of want to give them a little bit of a break. Deep fade pattern.
Nice play.
Nice play by Kelly, and he'll go all the way for the West Columbus touchdown.
That's big for West Columbus there. That brings it back to 1 score. That's exactly what you wanted. As you said a while ago, Kevin, we need to get West Columbus needs to get Brandis Kelly involved. What they've done the last 2 times, they've ran him short. That time they ran him long and hit him, just dragged down the middle.
grabbing tackles attempts by Sandhills. They give up the 63-yard touchdown, and if you're the Sandhills coaching staff, you're wringing your hands going, what were we thinking?
Yeah. Coach Williamson did a great job of setting that play up. You know, I saw it forming. You know, I saw Williamson go short 2 times and then down the field. Oh, is that a flag?
And we're coming all the way back.
Kevin, are you serious? Oh, my goodness. What went on here? What's the call? Oh, that's another huge shot in the foot for West Columbus. You're taking back a touchdown now. You're taking back 3-4 first downs. Now you're taking back a touchdown.
3rd and 11 becomes 3rd and 16 for West Columbus. Sandhills with a timeout.
I don't know. Do we have a replay of that last play that we could see?
The flag I saw was all the way back here in the backfield.
Maybe we could see what the call was there. Maybe people back home may want to see that because that's a touchdown coming back there. I think it was on this side. I'm assuming that maybe
it's a 5-yard penalty, so it couldn't have been much. Might have been a formation mistake.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Maybe he was not on the line of scrimmage on this side or something.
I'm guessing because he had trips on this side and you had Kelly on the other side by himself. I'm thinking maybe one of the men were covered up on this side.
That may have been what happened. Maybe might have had too many eligible receivers, if you know what I mean. But you're showing West Columbus. You're showing that you can score. But the only thing that's happened, like you said earlier, you're beating yourself. You know, the other team's not necessarily beating you. You're beating yourself. And, you know, you got to make that change with the penalties.
If West Columbus comes up on the short end of the scoreboard tonight, they're going to be kicking themselves because this second quarter they've had multiple opportunities to punch the ball into the end zone. This should be a 22-22 ball game right now.
You know, Kevin, on paper that shows that it's just a 5-yard penalty. But we all know that is a 65-yard penalty and minus points on the scoreboard. You know, West Columbus kids just got to keep their head up. You know, they know they can score. They know they can make the plays. And I'm sure that's what Coach Williamson said, that we can go back to it. We can do the same thing. Let's just cut back on penalties.
And they might just be lining up to try it again on the opposite side.
They got him again, 87 again.
Nice he catches the ball.
Wow.
Fantastic catch by Brandis Kelly.
That's a great way to stay with that play. No flags on the field, guys. It looks like we got a big first down for West Columbus. Like you said, going back to Brandis Kelly, that ball's thrown up in there. That's basketball there.
W.T. Edwards is somewhere at his house cheering at this point.
You know, that's a D1 catch right there. You know, that's a tight end catch that big schools would love to have.
Like I said, somewhere with W.T. Edwards and that basketball coaching staff, as I taught him that.
If he's out there listening, I'm sure he's celebrating right now.
Inside handoff is now much more easy to get as number
8. That's number 8.
Number 8, and that's Jordan Williams. Once you spread those players out, it's much easier to get those inside handoffs working for you.
Isn't it amazing that the momentum can just change and cause your football team to play a lot better? You know, now West Columbus is feeling, I can tell, a whole lot better about himself. You know, Sandhills has been out there a long time. Their defense is winded. You know, look for West Columbus to punch this thing in.
Quarterback keeper by McKinney, not there. Taken down for about maybe a 1-yard loss.
Could have been close to another motion play there for West Columbus. Looks like he moved a little bit right before the ball was snapped, but, since he was, they could have considered him a motion man and they didn't call it there. But, if I was West Columbus, I'm getting up to the line. I'm going for it again quick.
McKinney drops back to pass, throws the ball up. It is caught.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Yep. 33 for West Columbus, and that is Xander Axelberg with the catch, just a toe out of bounds, I believe. But Xander Axelberg goes up and catches that ball.
Yeah, the official, is coming back and telling the headlinesman that, he was out of bounds.
You see it just past the pylon. Great camera work by our camera crew. Catches him just out of bounds, but he does catch hold of the ball.
I think the West Columbus receiver took a big hit there, and it looks like he's down.
Two receivers in the area for West Columbus.
And if you actually look at that replay, West Columbus got away with a false start again on that wasn't called. Their right tight end actually had about a step and a half over the line before the ball was snapped. So, just probably some butterflies and some adrenaline pumping for West Columbus now. It's 3rd and about 11. West Columbus, 21 seconds left to go in the quarter. I'm sure they're coming up with a play here that they can get it in zone. You got 2 plays. You got 2 plays to get it in.
At halftime, we do have actually Xander Axelberg's dad, Jeff Axelberg, who's going to come over and talk to us about the youth football that's in the area. His mom actually works with us at CCCA. We'll have a word from Logan Jones, one of our student reporters. We'll also talk to our resident weatherman, Kelly Jones, find out about whether the storm's going to hit next week. Plenty of stuff to come at halftime. Okay, if you're West Columbus right now, what are you dialing up, Brett?
Well, I'm seeing that there's 21 seconds left to go on the clock. I'm assuming that they do have timeouts because I don't remember them calling any. Or I think they actually called one. So you can actually have a run play here if you want to. It's 3rd down, so you only have 2 plays to get a first down. So first thing you want to do is get a first down here. That's the first thing you want to do, and then get up to the ball quick and get a play going.
You are, it looks like, about 25 yards from pay dirt. Drops back deep, does McKinney, throws the ball up, and just over the outstretched hands of the receiver.
Number 3 made a good attempt at it, but, just weren't quite tight. If he had Brandon Kelly's body, that might have been a reception there, but, he not quite as tall.
Jadakiss Kelly with just a couple of near misses. He's going to get a hold of one of those before the ball game's over tonight, and he will go a long ways.
Well, pretty much right here what you got to do, you're going to have to probably take a shot at the end zone again. So we'll see what West Columbus dials up here. I don't know if you have enough time for a run play.
McKinney tries back to pass once again. This time, defense up to the task, and that's number 67 for Sandhills, and that is Robert Parker with a big stop on defense.
Yeah, he was an animal to be reckoned with there. Came off that end position and cleaned the clock for West Columbus. West Columbus had opportunities there. Just didn't get it, and you're probably going to see Sandhills, take a knee here, and it's going to be 22-8 going into the second half.
Once again, West Columbus with opportunities. I'm looking at this West Columbus team, and in prior years where they've been kind of outmatched, outgunned with just sheer numbers. This West Columbus team doesn't look to be far off, Brett.
Well, what you can tell your kids at halftime, say, guys, we're down 2 touchdowns. We've given up a touchdown. We've given up 3 or 4 first downs. We can get back in this ball game. Just West Columbus has got to do the correct things in the second half.
Okay, our score at halftime: Sandhills 22, West Columbus 8. We'll be right back with after a quick word with Logan Jones and with Jeff Axelberg. We got plenty to come at halftime. Kelly Jones is going to give us the weather forecast, and we will be back with quite a few things here at halftime at West Columbus High School on 89.9 WZCO.
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
From the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my
Okay, we are back here at halftime waiting on our other halftime guest, Jeff Axelberg. I got Logan Jones here with me. Logan, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what your home school is, and tell us about your early experiences here as a freshman in the broadcasting program.
Well, I'm here at CCA or CCCA, and I just like this school because it gives me an opportunity to explore more like things instead of East Columbus because they don't really have much down there. And the reason why I'm doing radio is because I think it can have a real career about my life.
Got your first experiences this week, doing some interviews prior to the ball game. Tell us about that, and is this something you really might want to look forward to?
Yes, because I go on YouTube all the time, and they interview celebrities like rappers, people who just got out of drama, and it seems like something I would be good at and asking questions. And the interview today was kind of nerve-wracking because, you're on live and you got thousands of people watching you and you're asking questions.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about CCCA. You toured the program. Actually, I was your principal last year at Acme Delco, and you came in and tell us about, now that you've been there for a couple of weeks, what life at CCCA is like.
It's pretty simple. You have to do your work or you'll fall behind. But it's pretty easy to keep up with other types of work, and the only classes I really take is 2. That's kind of non-stress relieving, so we don't really have too much to stress about.
All right, man, I appreciate it. Jeff Axelberg now joining us. Jeff Axelberg, for those of you who don't know, wife of Sherman Axelberg, the fantastic chef over at CCCA, and Jeff has run across, must be in terrific shape. He must have done a 4.40 to get, from doing the clock on the far side over to this side. Jeff, I wanted to bring you in tonight and talk to you a little bit about the youth football program here on the West End. As a former principal over at Sarah Gorda, I really was impressed with the fact that you've done a great job molding these young men and really starting to build a foundation for football here at West Columbus.
Yes, sir, and this is all part of Coach Williamson's program, too. About 4 years ago, we started the youth football program. In fact, the ninth graders that you see out here, which is playing a lot of ninth graders, they're that first class of that youth football program. So we're very excited. I mean, not only is it great for the West Columbus football program, but just something positive for this side of the county. 4 years ago, we didn't have, if you wanted to play any kind of fall sport, you had to go to White or Tabor City. So it's been a great thing.
And one of the things I really enjoyed is you guys not only put an emphasis on teaching these young men sports, but you really put a great emphasis on character education and really trying to build positive young men here in our community.
Oh, absolutely. And even though it's quote-unquote a rec program, we do hold them accountable as far as what they do in the classroom and things like that, and we stay in touch as far as with their parents and their teachers, making sure they're doing all this kind of thing.
And I know you guys have just gotten started out, but tell us a little bit about, if I want to come out and watch a youth football game here in the West End, where do I go? What do I do?
Well, we'll have our preseason jamboree actually right out here on September 21st. It's a Saturday. And we compete with programs from South Columbus and Whiteville, so it's like a Columbus County Football League. So we'll start that Saturday as far as our jamboree, and that is a huge fundraiser for us. We don't have any rec programs as far as helping us with that program, so that's a huge fundraiser to pay for our equipment, and then the season will start right after.
And you have a couple different divisions, correct?
Yes, we have a 7- and 8-year-old division, a 9- and 10, and 11- 12-year-old division, and between all three teams we have so far 55 kids.
I understand a lot of great numbers. The numbers coming up not only at the youth level, but here at West Columbus this year, a lot of kids coming out.
Absolutely, and that has to go with Coach Williamson too. He's from this area, so a lot of folks know him and respect him, and so he's bringing the kids out. And then I have so many with the families involved with the youth program and over at the middle school. It may not happen right now, but it's coming.
And a couple of quick plugs here. We got the middle school jamboree coming up on Tuesday, right here at the West Columbus Field, a fundraiser for the middle schools here on the West End. And former player Xander Axelberg almost scoring a touchdown there right before halftime.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure your back came out of your skin.
Yeah, one of the freshmen, I didn't get to see the mama's reaction, but I'm sure it was a little more emotional than mine for sure. But Yeah, we start off. We're actually going to be the Warriors, and so we'll start that up at 6 o'clock on Tuesday evening.
All right, Jeff, tell me a little bit about, the people involved. I mean, you've got some great, fantastic young men really role modeling in our community. Tell me about some of the coaches here.
No, they're fantastic. If you didn't have the community support as far as with the adults, a lot of them are folks that were involved with West Columbus football way back in the day, and they just want to give back to the community, and they just want to see something positive on this side of the county. And so we're glad to have you.
It goes something about you and I have always talked about the people on the West End really care about the children in their community, really want to give back. There's some fantastic people on this end, and if you want to come out and see some football and see some quality interaction with young men, and I'm sure the cheerleaders, coaches do a great job as well. Come out and see these kids; they do a fantastic job.
Absolutely, there's no admission for these games. I mean, we'll have a small $3 admission for that youth jamboree, but the games are free. So when we announce things on social media or in the newspaper, please come out and support these kids. It's a great thing.
Jeff, I do appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Mr. Tony.
I know you've got to sprint back across the field here shortly, and you might want to get a sausage dog out in there. I hear they're outstanding over here. Thank you, Jeff Axelberg. We will be back here after a couple of quick minutes with second half action here on 89.9 WZCO.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans.
What
kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message is...
And whatever happens, it happens.
Why did you want to start coaching?
Well, growing up, my father used to coach. He coached me in baseball and basketball, so that kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. So, by watching him, I just felt like, that's what I, needed to be doing. And I just get a joy out of coaching, helping kids, everyday life, seeing them grow, to young boys, to men. So I really get a thrill of, just developing kids.
Are there going to be any new changes to this football season?
Some changes, the way we practice, how we go about things every day, school day, and a lot of discipline guys got to get used to. It also helped build their character. So it's some things changing around here, and they starting to buy into it.
Is there anything you would like to add to this interview?
Well, this goes to everybody. Just come out and support us tonight. We're playing Sandhills Titan. I think we should have a good chance of winning this game tonight. So just come out and support us tonight and the rest of the season.
I'm Logan Jones. I'm here at West Columbus with
KJ McKinney.
And what's your favorite thing about football?
I mean, I just love the sport, man. It's the love of the game. I've been playing it since I was young.
Okay. What position do you play in football?
Play quarterback.
Is it hard being a quarterback?
Position, but I can take on the task.
Okay. What made you want to play football?
I mean, I used to watch it on TV all the time. I used to go outside in the yard with my uncles, and it's just something I love to do now.
How do you feel about playing with a new coach?
I mean, I love my coach to death. He's been with me since I've been here. He's just been there.
Do you think you'll have a football career when you get older and in college and everything?
I think I would.
Get the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details.
We won't, because we are back here on Friday Night Football on 89.9 WZCO. Sandhills looks to kick the ball off once again. Ball is off the tee.
You push that button and that ball fell off. You controlling the ball up here?
I do have ESPN. I can do that.
I don't know what made that ball fall off. There's not much wind or whatever. Maybe just a little shaking of the earth there.
Awful dry, as you would astutely say, and hopefully will stay dry. We're looking for quite a bit of rain next week. Thankfully, the kids are off on Monday with the Labor Day holiday.
Line drive kick up the middle, fielded by number 11 for West Columbus. Darius Marshall.
Darius Moore with the carry takes the ball up to about the 35, where he will be down, and West Columbus will look to take over.
Yeah, Dante Moore, my fault. Again, the blurry writing that you printed off for me. Looks like a down player for Sandhills.
Talk to Kelly Jones at halftime, and if our director, Malik Washington, will go ahead and pull up that graphic, we do have an idea of what we might get as far as the weather. Kelly Jones, if you'll pull that graphic up for us that you had. It looks, unfortunately, like we're in for quite a bit of water. This is the current GFS as of late this afternoon, and looks, it's going to come into southern Florida, going to come into South Carolina, Georgia.
24 hours, that's about 8.5 inches.
24 hours, looks like to be about 8.5 inches worth of water coming our way. Don't know what school's going to look like next week.
Just
Kelly
the model,
Jones saying
right.
that's just the model.
Yeah.
As an experienced forecaster, will tell you there are several different scenarios that could play out right now. Please be aware. And I'm going to put a pitch out for Kelly Jones. Kelly Jones does a great job updating, remind all of our social media networks, Columbus County Schools app. Please stay up with. Kelly Jones gets the information from our superintendent, and within minutes it's up on all our applications. But please stay attuned to the weather next week. Kelly Jones and Deanne Meadows and all will let you know what's going to happen as far as there's any delays, cancellations. But this is one of those storms you really kind of need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, probably won't talk to you before anything happens. Everybody out there listening, be safe. We're all experienced. I was telling somebody today, I said, are you ready for round 3? And, this could be number 3 of a big storm that we have here in Columbus County in the last 3 years. So we know how to deal with them. Just be safe, buy all your hurricane preparedness items and, just get ready. If you buy them and it doesn't come, that's just free snacks at home that you can eat maybe on the weekend or at night or whatever. It's not going to go to waste. But, be safe out there and just stay attuned to the weather.
And I think it gets very easily in southeastern North Carolina and these southern states to get very jaded, when it comes to these storms. Unfortunately, in the last couple of years, we've kind of got our attitude readjusted as far as really respecting these storms.
Yeah.
And I think there's not a one of us now who doesn't take, when we hear a storm like this is coming, that we don't take it seriously.
Yeah, we're in a cycle. I remember my first years in the 90s of teaching school, and, we had Bertha, Fran, back to back, and then we had like a 10, 12-year lull of not having anything. And it just seems like we're back into that pattern of, storms coming across up into the southeast. So, hopefully, in the next years or whatever, we'll actually, get out of this pattern. Number 5 limping off the field for Sandhills.
That's Gabriel Jordan. I hope that young man's going to be okay.
Gabriel's a freshman, playing well for Sandhills.
Talked to the coaching staff beforehand, and Sandhills said that's one thing that's really hurt them right now is they've got a number of young men racked up, especially in that Herald's game last week.
Yeah, because Herald's a premier football team, and I'm sure that they got hit in the mouth, as it's called, many times, and probably got a little banged up.
Just got a message from my wife reminding me not to talk about high water and hurricanes coming. She doesn't really not like storms, so I do apologize, Diane, and we'll do our best to dial down the rhetoric.
Or at least your wife's listening to you. I'm sure mine's probably with the kids at home having fun or watching movies or something.
Backside keeper by McKinney picks up quite a few yards. Will not go down after first contact. Forced out of bounds after a nice gain.
Number 52 for West Columbus is going to get flagged right here way after the play is over. Looks like another penalty for West Columbus over something that you get a nice gain, and then it comes right back.
If I could do my Lamont Williamson imitation, we just talked about that at halftime.
I mean, in football, in the trenches, there's going to be some elbows. You can't get up mad. You cannot retaliate, because if you do, that piece of yellow laundry is going to come on the field.
Once again, we are looking to to franchise there's laundry on the field.
I wouldn't be surprised if that puts West Columbus over 200 yards in penalties, because that's a personal foul there after the play is over. That's just unacceptable as a
And once again,
coach.
It's well after a nice game.
Yeah.
You make positive yardage. I mean, the backs from West Columbus have probably got 150 yards forward, but they're taking 200 yards back.
We may be in a situation where they have more penalty yards than they do positive yards. So, that will never bode in your favor.
And the thing is, these are correctable, coachable mistakes, and they're just things you got to tighten up on.
Yep, they are things that you can change in practice.
Quick hitch screen to number 10, and that's
number 4 over there to make the play, which is Smith, James Smith.
James Smith on the tackle of Darius Marshall.
You notice how quick these these Sandhills players check into the football. You know, once the football goes one way, you see all of those white jerseys checking into the football, and that's what you coach as a coach is, you know, make contact and 11 men check into the football.
And the difference between the West Columbus defenders and the Sandhills defenders are when that ball is caught, those Sandhill Titan defenders are laying a hat on somebody and not reaching and trying to grab jersey. McKinney back to pass once again. Rolls out to his right. Looks to take off with his feet. Jukes one defender. He's good 10, 15 yards downfield.
Guess what, Kevin?
Please tell me we don't have laundry on the field.
There's some more laundry on the field. Another big play for West Columbus comes back. Got to be lining up off sides or got to be, you know, lining up wrong or something. You know, those things that are, you know, totally unacceptable. Maybe it was against Sandhills. I don't know.
These are things that eat coaches up all weekend, and they will eat you up in the film room on Monday. And missed opportunities will make you sick in the film room.
That's another penalty on West Columbus. You know, they just keep adding up. You gain 15, 20 yards, and you back up 5. Coach Williamson will, I'm sure, address that if they practice Monday, which I'm sure they probably will. Monday's practice on Labor Day, that will be addressed, I'm sure. I'm sure it was addressed at halftime, and you see him coming back out with a lot of penalties.
Okay, looks to take off once again. He's not afraid to take it, keep it. Picks up good yardage, gets about a little over half of it back.
Ran into big number 27 on that outside there. 27 made a good stick there for Sandhills. That's well, heck, I think it says 27.
Might be 37. That'd be Cody Nichols, the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a real good stick by Nichols.
Second and 25 becomes third and about 15. Makeable, but still a long way to go.
I'm sure Sandhills going to get flagged here for having too many people on the field.
Screen pass picked up.
It was actually 2 players for Sandhills that were trying to run off the field before the ball was snapped. Sandhills probably had 13 people on the field.
At least. And it looks like they got away with it.
No, there's some yellow over here on this side. West Columbus clapping, so just as I probably suspected. Illegal participation is what that's called. I used to get that flag all the time in high school. I participated illegally in things.
Well, you used to do that as a coach, too. As I recall, you were standing halfway in the middle of the court some nights.
Yeah, I had to give all that up. It made my heart flutter, so me and my doctor decided I might need to give up the sports that make your heart run fast. And, hey, tennis does it to me still these days.
Big win for the South Columbus Stallions last night over Whiteville. Got to give you a chance to give a little publicity to your girls doing a fantastic job growing up quick.
Yeah, they did a great job against Whiteville last night. We actually beat Whiteville 6-3. Had nice catch by West Columbus over in the middle. Hopefully no flags. I don't see any. It looks like West Columbus is going to actually get a first down there. Number 10 makes the reception.
Darius Marshall with a big catch for West Columbus. It keeps the drive going. 3rd and 15 becomes 1st and 10.
Well, West Columbus has shown you that they can move the ball. You know, just hopefully they cut back on their penalties and they can get back in this ball game by doing things like that.
West Columbus, as we said, a step or two away as they grow up and get a little bit older. Inside handoff turns for about a good 5 yards.
Number 51 for West Columbus screaming for the hold there. It looked like he was held, but not called there. But, West Columbus, that's 3-4 yards on first down. That's good.
All you have to do is just keep the chains moving, work your way down the field. West Columbus still very much in this ball game, only down 14.
Yeah, and there's time. I mean, there's plenty of time on the clock. It's not that you got to worry about the clock right now at this moment. You just got to worry about scoring and doing things correctly.
Avoiding mental mistakes. I mean, it sounds easy, Brett, but sometimes it's just very hard to do.
Oh, ball on the ground.
Tough break for West Columbus as they turn the ball over.
If you see this replay here, you'll see that there was no blocking by the West Columbus offensive line. 4 people, 5 people for Sandhills actually came through. That play was busted and dead, before it even got started.
And I think there's something to be said at that point for maybe discretion being the better part of valor, taking the sack, you've been able to move the ball, and just, ball security.
Yep.
Couple of quick scores. Jacksonville over at East Duplin, 27-17. West Brunswick in the third quarter over Whiteville, 14-0. J.H. Rose, 28-13 over
J.H. Rose out of Greenville, East Carolina. Actually did my student teaching at J.H. Rose.
Wallace Rose Hill big over Southwest Onslow, 35-7. That's in the third quarter.
Green Sea 40-0 over Hannah Pamplico.
Clinton 36, East Bladen 0 in the third quarter.
Clinton and Wallace this year, they got two really good teams. So you look for them to go deep in the playoffs.
Bunch of 2A teams really crowded at the top in the local area.
From what I understand from, jamborees and scrimmages or whatever, that both those teams, Wallace and Clinton, are the real deal this year. And, they've always been traditionally
East
good.
Columbus up 21-0 at halftime over Northwest Halifax.
Nice. That's good for Columbus County faithful.
Let's see.
Loris getting beat 21-0 by North Myrtle Beach.
Loris with a big ball game next week. I believe is that at Loris against South Columbus.
At Loris against South Columbus next week. Buddy Lane Kinlaw coaches over at Loris. Look to have a really good ball game over at Loris. It's always the border rival, and South Columbus over the years has tended to come out on top over that one. But Loris hopes to get back in the win column in that series.
We talked a little bit about this last week. Long-time coach for South Columbus, now on the Loris sideline.
Yep, Joey Price. We'll do a good job over at Loris, helping out those kids, and he knows South Columbus and their offense as well as anybody, and I'm sure that he'll have or help to have the defense ready for the game next week in South Carolina.
Clinton up big over East Bladen, 36-0.
Sandhills going to take over after the fumble at about midfield.
48-yard line, 1st and 10 going from left to right on your radio dial. West Columbus moving from right to left. Go back in the shotgun once again. Inside handoff sniffed out, but a couple of missed tackles by West Columbus, and he's rumbling and bumbling for a first down.
Yeah, 81 missed a tackle in the backfield. Just took a tough thing. But I tell you what, even though he missed the tackle, he followed the play down the field and actually, made the push out on the sidelines there. So he stayed with it. He missed his tackle, but he actually stayed with it, and that's what you want to do.
And I know Sandhills are primarily a passing team, but I'm really impressed with Zion Richards tonight. Really elusive, really hard to bring down on first contact.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, they spread the offense around, passing, running. And what you're probably going to see now is Sandhills maybe trying to run some time off that clock.
Running against tendency, try to take that ball off, the outside run. They've been doing really good up the middle. I think just trying to feel West Columbus out and trying to soften up the interior of that defense with that draw up the middle.
I've got a lot of West Columbus faithful out there. I do want to give a shout-out to the West Columbus tennis team this week. From what I understand, they beat 4A Scotland this week. So really big for, little old 2A, well, actually 1A, right? West Columbus beating Scotland County in tennis. Congratulations.
Pass intended up the middle is incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for Sandhills. A lot of good high school sports being played right now, just getting in the meat of the high school season.
Yeah, probably got one more week of non-conference, and then everybody gets into the conference play and, working out some rough ends and stuff like that. And, I can see West Columbus doing a little bit better if they can clean up the penalties.
Great defensive play.
Kevin, have you noticed if the defenders for West Columbus have, given less of a cushion to these I
think they're starting to challenge these receivers, and they're starting to realize those 50-50 balls are up for grabs. And I think the West Columbus coaching staff has been very astute to tell them to go get them.
Okay, right now, this is a big play for West Columbus. West Columbus faithful got to get loud here. 4th and about 12. Need to stop Sandhill so they can get the ball back and try to push it in the end zone.
once again flushed out of the pocket, and he will be brought down. Big stop by West Columbus.
We got some laundry on the field, so we'll see which way it goes here.
I think that's going to be an offensive hold. He was running for his life, and able to stay up that long is probably with the help of an offensive lineman or two.
I think the referee on the other side sort of waved it off as in, no, it wasn't a flag. So, illegal shift. That's an illegal shift by Sandhills. I'm sure that penalty will be declined. There'll be a turnover on downs.
I'll tell you what's nice to see. I'm looking across at the West Columbus bleachers, and it's starting to fill up a little bit. I mean, nice to see a lot of folks starting to, tune in and really boost these kids up. The community's starting to get behind these kids.
Yep. I mean, it's Friday night football. What else is there to do? Come out, support your kids. It's the center of the community, and that's what makes the community grow. So go out and support, whatever team you do follow in high school football.
Inside handoff once again goes off to the right side.
That's a good 5-yard gain for for Columbus on first down. That's what you want. We're actually 4-yard gain.
Interesting aside, Jagger Haynes now for quarterback for West Columbus. Jagger, a great baseball player for the Vikings. Really, branching out and putting it, saying I want to do everything I can in high school. And Jagger, a great kid. I remember him from Sarah Gorda. Is going to do a good job for these Vikings, as does McKinney, who played most of the first half.
Nice move by number 8 there on the inside. Fights very close to the first down.
Richards, fantastic, little run. It doesn't show up with a lot in the score sheet, but I'll tell you, he really, really made a lot out of a little.
He's actually going to be about a yard short. They're going to bring up 3rd and 1.
But 3rd and 1, a lot more makeable than 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, which is what they've been faced with most of this ball game.
Look for West Columbus to just push it straight up the middle, possibly a quarterback sneak here.
6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Still plenty of time for West Columbus to get back in this ball game.
I'm big on going up under center for a quarterback sneak, though. See,
and 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and 3 because, as you astutely called it, just too much chance for that defense to get penetration and stop that thing cold.
In my opinion, what I'm going to do right there, I'm going to put my quarterback under center, and I'm just going to follow that big boy right up the middle, and I'm going to give that half yard. Now I'm assuming that they're going to go for it.
Put that in the, tell your hosses up front, all we need is a yard. We're going to put them right behind you, and you go get it.
That's a lot of things that shotgun teams do. They don't like to get their quarterback under the center and get into that quarterback sneak. But it's something's got to be in your playbook. It's like Haynes is, out of the quarterback position now.
McKinney back, rolls out to the right side, just needs a couple, lowers his head. And I'll tell you, he's a hoss to bring down. 2 or 3 Titans get him up high, and he keeps his leg turning and picks up the first down.
It's like he hit the 5th gear turning that corner right there. Some good speed by that kid there.
I'll tell you, got to be impressed with McKinney this evening. There are times where he's put the team on his back and said, if you need to get some tough yards, I'm going to go get it.
You look at the score, and it looks like that Sandhills has beat West Columbus up and down the field, but not really. West Columbus has pushed the ball and made a lot of first downs, touchdown call back. Just shooting yourself in the foot with penalties. And a turnover a while ago.
Deep pass to the right side. It is.
That might have been a flag, and it does come out.
Pass interference called. Now, that's not a spot foul like it is in the NFL. It's going to be a 15 yards and a first down, but a big first down, and it keeps the drive moving for West Columbus.
Did you notice that there was like 3 Sandhills players all over him, and so they're actually keying on Kelly over there on that sideline.
And this is where, if you're West Columbus, next man up, who's going to be the man to pick up the slack? If they put 3 men on McKinney, somebody's got to be open.
Coach Williamson right now is on that sideline. Guys, we're doing a great job. Just keep it rolling. Don't do anything to deflate this drive. No penalties, no turnovers. Just keep it going.
And you don't need a chunk if you're West Columbus, but you do need to keep, keep the chains working for you.
You got a first down, inside the opponent's 40.
Big tackle by the Sandhills Titans, because if he got around that corner, he'd been going
Is
for a
that
while.
67 again?
67.
Yep.
And that is...
He's played a really good ball game.
Robert Parker for, we'll call him the Colonel, Robert Parker with a nice tackle.
That brings up second and about 11. Lost a yard on that play, but you can't hold your head down about that. You just got to come back with your next play and gain your yards.
West Columbus has had opportunities. They've had one touchdown call back. They've had a number of drives deep in Titan territory, and at some point they're going to connect.
Look for Kelly again on that right side.
Inside pass taken up by number 2. Nice inside cut. He'll take the ball, and he will go all the way to about to the 5.
About to the 5. Well, if you notice on that play, your other wide receivers ran down deep into the coverage and took their defenders with them, left the number 10 wide open. Quarterback got it to him, and he had a lot of daylight.
Darius Marshall almost takes it all the way to the end zone. Nice inside cut, lowers his head, and he's just about to the end zone.
Yeah. If Brandis Kelly would have stepped up and made a couple of blocks on that probably would have been a touchdown.
McKinney takes the ball at the right-hand side. He does have a free play. Takes it to about the 6.
That's going to be second and goal from the 5.
Looked for all the world like Sandhills was offside. Not called. Second and goal from the 5-yard line.
This is what West Columbus pretty much done all night, but except they've added penalties in there. Let's see if West Columbus can finish this drive penalty free.
West Columbus looking to punch this thing in, make this a one-possession ball game.
Toss left, looks like a touchdown for number 8.
Toss left to number 8, and that's Jordan Williams takes it in for the touchdown, and West Columbus putting it all together, and that's now a 22-14 score.
That's a really good drive by West Columbus there. They ate up a lot of real estate. They took off some good time. West Columbus probably could have been doing that all night except for the penalties that occurred against them. And if West Columbus can do that all year, they can win some football games. Big extra point or 2-point conversion here, because it's now an 8-point ball game. It's a one-possession ball game, and we go back to that missed 2-point conversion by Sandhills. Deep pass fade. Oh, that looks like a flag too.
And we got another pass interference call.
Went up under him while the ball was up in there. That's going to put the ball on the 1.5-yard line.
I'll tell you, West Columbus really likes that back right corner. That was the same place that the other ball was incomplete.
If you're West Columbus here, you may want to look to some kind of inside handoff that's been your bread and butter all night to take it in for 2. We'll see what they do.
Again, key points now. If you're West Columbus, you want to get that extra point. And this way, if you get that touchdown, you don't have to worry about that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, this could be big if they can hold Sandhills and West Columbus can go in and score again.
A 2-point conversion makes this a 6-point ball game. You get another score, and all you have to do is get an extra point and you win.
It's a big play here for West Columbus as they line up. Number 8 in the backfield. Look for maybe a handoff to him.
Back to Williams. McKinney drops deep back to pass. Broken up. Pass intended for Brandis Kelly. Broken up by number 6. Nice play by Craig Richards.
West Columbus had opportunity right there, to score that too. They were on the 1.5-yard line, and they decided to drop back with a pass, and it goes a little long and incomplete.
The way Jordan Williams was running, I almost would have rather gone the draw or the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, when you're 1.5-yard line, you're more tempted to maybe run the ball in there. Maybe Coach Williamson, saw something that maybe necessarily we didn't see up here. But, as it is, a failed conversion for West Columbus, and it's an 8-point lead for the Titans of Sandhills.
And I'll tell you, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad call. I mean, Brandis Kelly, throw it up to your big receiver and tell him to go get it and bring it down.
Well, what happened? The quarterback pretty much just threw it behind him. It looked like a flag route. Flag route is when you go out and you run to the corner of the end zone. And Kelly had a step on the guy, just the quarterback threw it behind him.
Okay, we are now down to a one-possession ball game. West Columbus still in it. And if you're West Columbus, this is a situation you've not found yourself in too many times in the last couple of years. Late third quarter in the ball game. And, this is a point where conditioning, especially on these hot, muggy nights of August, really start to take effect. And it's going to be the best conditioned team, I think, that's going to win this ball game.
What you want to do with West Columbus, you want to pin them back as deep as possible. You want to keep your field position in your favor.
Nice deep kick. Goes all the way into the end zone. Will come out for a touchback.
Very nice kick.
After a couple of years of seeing nothing but squib kicks, it's been nice the first 2 weeks to see a bunch of these deep kicks.
Well, you know what? Since soccer has been introduced to the county schools, you've actually seen the kicking games of all the football teams in Columbus County do a lot better. Whiteville traditionally always had the best kickers. Now you're seeing all the other 3 schools come around because they're going to the soccer fields and they're getting their soccer players to come out and be their kickers.
Okay, Titans take over 1st and 10 on their own 20, up just by a precarious 8 points at this point. It's that West Columbus right now looking with a little bit of momentum in their favor. Quarterback deep back to pass, pitches up to Flowers, missed tackle, and West Columbus trying desperately to bring him down, brought it down by number 51, and that is a number we don't have.
And if you notice, all night they've been going toward, number 10 Marshall of West Columbus. And the biggest reason why they're going to number 10 Marshall West Columbus, they're noticing that Marshall was given, a lot of cushion on the outside. And they're just, running the ball out and, dumping it off about 5 yards. And, Marshall's not there to knock it down. So see Marshall to get up on the player a little bit more.
Pass back to the other side, just a bit short, heading toward the receiver.
Was that tipped by 81 at the line?
I don't think so.
It fell way short. I don't know, something.
It looked like one of my golf shots.
Well, I gave that up years ago because I got too frustrated and lost too many balls. So, anyway.
You, Worley Edwards, and Richard Gore and the crew out in the don't get out to the golf course as much anymore?
No, we having a 6 and a 3-year-old that causes you not to do a lot of things. Over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted for number 2.
And guess what?
I saw it. I saw it at the corner of my eye. I acted like I didn't want to see it, but most of the time that's going to go against the offense, except for that time. That's going to be a pass interference against West Columbus.
And I'll tell you, if I'm West Columbus, I'm not too upset about that call. We finally got a West Columbus defender getting, tight on a receiver, really, challenging him. I mean, if he's going to make that catch, he's going to have to fight for it.
I'm assuming that what happened on that play is that West Columbus made contact after the 5-yard cushion. I mean, you can get on receivers within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, but after 5 yards, you got to get your hands off of them.
Quarterback Grace White got backs once again. Hit just as he throws the ball. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit out of bounds. Good ball, though. Good ball. You see how that quarterback, he saw the pressure was coming, and he just stepped up through the defenders and actually had a good line to, make a almost complete pass there.
Quarterback with it, as we said earlier, has a great pedigree. Brother's playing as a walk-on at NC State right now. Dad played at NC State. You can tell he's very fundamentally sound and very well taught.
Can. Got trips left again for Sandhills.
Once again, back to pass. He's not afraid to throw it up there. This time he will not get it off, and he'll be sacked by the West Columbus defense.
That's what West Columbus got to do. Put pressure on the quarterback. Put pressure on the quarterback. As I said earlier in the broadcast, you cannot throw the football from your butt.
Nice play by number 81 for West Columbus, and that is Ajay Brownlee. Gets inside there, does not let him go, and makes a big sack on the quarterback. And now we're looking at 3rd and 17 for Sandhills.
Sandhills up 22-14, late in the third quarter. West Columbus get the ball back and can, tie this ball game up.
Going back.
There he goes. That's what we call.
Oh, Jadakiss.
That's the play we've been looking for all night, for him to step up and, intercept that ball. And
that's the second time he's missed out on a pick six just by the tip of his fingers.
Well, now Sandhills is showing that they're doing, some consistencies, and they're going back to the same thing. And these defensive backs from West Columbus are starting to read those things.
I'll tell you, Jadakiss Kelly's going to be dreaming about this tonight. Having 2 pick sixes he could have taken back. He could have actually have West Columbus in the lead at this point.
Sandhills going to have to punt here. West Columbus going to get the ball back.
West Columbus not totally sold. I think that they're going to punt the ball at this point.
We got 4th and 10.
Looks like they've got a block on.
It's like block from the left side. We're sending a house on the left side. Oh, nice punt.
Deep.
Oh, and he muffs it.
He's going to have to pick that one up.
Yeah. Ooh, number 8 sort of got a nice hit on him there.
I'll tell you, Jordan Williams hitting by the other number 8. Jordan Richards. I'll get it right in a minute, y'all. Jordan Williams hit by Zion Richards. 8 on 8, and he just threw a shoulder into him. It looked like the WWE.
Say Jordan Richards 10 times fast. It'd be tough.
Oh, yes. Got to get a lot of practice in this.
All right, West Columbus takes over with 1:50 left to go in the third quarter, down by a touchdown. What you want to do as West Columbus is to do the same exact thing that you did your last series.
And if I'm West Columbus, I'm not looking to hit the home run ball. I'm looking to milk some clock, time off this clock, use as much of it as I can, and put the ball in the end zone.
And keep penalty flags off the field. Looks like some miscommunication for the Titans there. 34 was running off but came back on.
And that's going to be a big mistake, as right inside goes Jordan Williams once again, picks up almost 10, and West Columbus looks to drive again.
Well, Kevin, the momentum has changed to West Columbus. West Columbus has got that momentum, and they got to ride it, hopefully into the end zone for a game-tying touchdown.
West Columbus knows what they're doing is working. If they eliminate the mental mistakes, they're not far off of being highly successful. Twins left. We got 1:15 to go here in the third. Inside handoff snuffed out by the interior of the Titan line, number 72. That is Hayden Martin on the tackle for.
That's going to be a first down for the Vikings there.
Didn't need much, didn't get much, but it still counts.
Right now is where you got to get focused for West Columbus. You've got to and do what you've been taught in practice. You've got to make sure that you don't get any penalties and just hopefully can march this ball down the field.
Quarterback McKinney rolls off to the right-hand side, turns his feet up, picks up about a good 6-7 yards. And say what you want about McKinney, he is a real tough, hard-nosed runner.
He is. He's done a lot tonight for West Columbus. He's been the go-to guy. Him and Brandis Kelly, sort of a duo tag team here. Is third and about 2 for West Columbus. So second and 2, my fault.
Last 2 drives for West Columbus, they haven't put themselves in non-makeable situations. Very makeable. 2nd and 2 for West Columbus.
Looks like some movement on this side. Nilton called.
McKinney with a deep pass. He fought for it as well as he could. Does not come down with the ball. Is number, if he turns his shoulders, I can see him.
That's not a bad play because, you got a chance to go for it there. It's 3rd and about 2. You're going to probably go for it on 4th down if it happens here. And that was more like a free play for him.
Jagger Haynes just not quite able to come down with the jump ball, makes a good attempt at it. And I think the problem he had right there is you had 2 receivers in the same area. Inside handoff to Jordan Williams. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th and about 3.
Well, Coach Williamson's got a decision here. Does he want to go for it, or does he want to,
dangerous spot in the field?
Put it on the back of his punter and try to pin Sandhills deep? My gut feeling, since you've stopped Sandhills the last 2-3 times, my gut feeling is to pin him deep. But it looks like he's probably going to go for it here.
Dangerous call on your own 37. Trying to capitalize on momentum, but it's going to be a big moment. And
he's going to call a timeout and talk about that one.
Actually, I do believe that is the end of the third quarter. Our score, 22 for Sandhills, 14 for West Columbus. We're going to be back with a fantastic finish here on 89.9 WZCO.
21-0. West Brunswick beat White with 21-0.
Okay, Brett Burrs, we are back. What do you do if you're West Columbus right now? You're tempted. You're dangerously tempted to want to go. You only need a couple yards for the first down. At what point does discretion be the better part of valor and you want to flip that field?
Well, you got to look at this, okay? Have you stopped Sandhills this half? The answer is yes. So now probably what you want to do, you want to punt it away and you want to rely on your defense. You got opportunity to pin them deep in their own territory. I'm just going to put it on my defense right here. I'm going to punt this ball away and just say that my defense can stop them and I can get my offense back on the ball, because you don't want to give the ball to Sandhills here.
Got a quick local update for you. West Brunswick 21, Whiteville nothing. That is a final tonight. West Brunswick opening with AstroTurf on their field. All 3 Brunswick County schools have AstroTurf now. I'm sure they were really excited to get that, initial win on that turf field.
And just as I suspected, Coach Williamson decided to drop back and punt this ball. Don't look like there's anybody back for Sandhills, so they're expecting him maybe not to punt it. Oh, now he gets back.
I think they want to make sure there wasn't a fake at that point.
Oh, it is a fake. I don't know. Oh, my God. How did he?
Oh, just missed it. Gutsy call by Lamont Williamson, but all for naught as the pass falls incomplete just off the fingertips of the receiver.
Is that some laundry on the field? They're talking about something, an illegal man downfield.
Yep. All that talk, and you had your best play on, just broken up.
That's going to be declined there, and so the Titans are going to take over on downs on their own 40-yard line.
Fairmont a winner tonight, 34-0 over Forest Hills. South Brunswick over West Bladen, 34-13. Lumberton loses 45-0 to Terry Sanford. East Duplin falls to Jacksonville, 27-17. Harold 46, Rocky Mount Prep 12. North Brunswick 54, West Bladen 14. Wallace Rose Hill defeats Southwest Onslow 36-7.
So Green Sea marches on again, 47-0 over Hannah Pamplico.
They're going to be a tough out in that South Carolina State High School playoff.
So what you got here for West Columbus? You have you went for it, you didn't get it. Now you've given Sandhills the ball on their own 40-yard line. What you got to do now, you got to forget about that. You got to make a stop right here. But Sandhills is in 4-down territory.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm Sandhills, I'm not sure. I don't go for the home run right now. And break the back of West Columbus if you can, and put this up 2 scores. Oh, quarterback draw sniffed out well by the center of the West Columbus defense, number 52 for West Columbus, and that is Timothy Stroud making a heads-up play, keeping his head on a swivel, and he brings down the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage.
You can tell that that Coach Williamson has made some adjustments at halftime. They're coming out. Defense is playing really well for West Columbus. They've cut off the receivers. They got up in their face a little bit more. The line is actually getting more penetration. So really good adjustments by Coach Williamson.
Inside throw and catch.
That's just hard to defend right there. That's an inside slot taking a step out, going back to the middle, and catching it over the middle. That's just a tough play right there.
Zion Richards, unless you're in the quarterback's mind, very quickly on a slant picks up a first down, big first down for Sandhills.
No, that's third. It's 3rd and 7.
Third and
It's
7?
not a first down.
Oh, okay. It looked like a lot
computer
longer.
screen was blocking you. Big play here for West Columbus. Going for the home run ball. And it goes through his hands. Good defensive play over there by number 15 for West Columbus.
Nathan Hunt looked for all the world like that's going to be out of his reach. Face guards a little bit, gets his hands up, and just deflects that ball enough.
You know, we talked about Sandhills that you're in 4-down territory. So you have 4th down here, and was that a flag? No, incomplete. Yeah. So you got 4th down here, and, you know, this is where West Columbus has got to step up. This is the game here for West Columbus.
Credit the West Columbus defense for being stout right here. If they get a stop here, I mean, and they march down, they can end this game on a touchdown.
Look for a drag pattern over the middle, you know, because you only need about 7 yards, get about 7 yards deep. And
if
drag
you're West
over
Columbus, you cannot give these receivers any cushion, especially on that drag.
Yep, you can't give them 7 yards. Guess what? Too much cushion, Kevin.
Yep. It sounds easy to say, Brett, but to accomplish it and get it through to a high school player's head is very difficult.
You've got, as a defender, you've got to realize what down and distance is. You've got to realize that they only need 7 yards. So you've got to cut yardage off when they step off the line of scrimmage.
Big first down keeps the clock and the drive going for Sandhills. West Columbus trying to get defensive pressure. Ball just over the outstretched hands of the receiver. Falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Sandhills.
You know, those balls thrown, you know, like that, you know, over to the end. And, you know, that number 8 for West Columbus, he's going to get him one here in a minute. I mean, that ball's staying up in the air too long.
And we talked about Jadakiss on the other side, just tantalizingly close to 2 pick-six tonight.
If I'm number 8, I'm sitting back trying to read what they're doing. And I'm going to step up for a pick-6 if I'm him.
Sorry, Jadakiss Baker. Like I said, very, you know, close to a pick-6 on a couple of occasions. These West Columbus defenders might have to take, you know, a couple of chances.
Dangerous with the football, but one hands it and comes down with it. If I'm the coach for Sandhills, I'm going to say, you know, son, tuck that ball away, especially when the defenders are surrounding you.
Lajai Brownlee all over his legs, just trying to get anything he could. If he was able to get one hand up, he'd have been able to strip that ball.
You know, Sandhills going to call a timeout right here because their offense really isn't clicking like it did in the first half.
Credit the West Columbus defense. They're fighting, giving everything they have. They just need one break to fall their way. We're going to come back with a third and 10.
Yep.
And if you're West Columbus, you need to stop very soon to get the ball back because you're going to have to go the length of the field to score the winning touchdown.
Actually, that's going to be about a 3rd and about 18, I think.
It's hard to find a stick.
Isn't it? 3rd and 18, yeah, 10 plus about 8. Yep, it's about going to be about 3rd.
I thought we had another stick there.
How many sticks do you see here?
without my glasses, I see about 6.
Oh man! You know, big play here for West Columbus. If you're Sandhills, you're still in 4-down territory.
Third quarter score: Grays Creek 30, Fairmont 2.
Oh my goodness!
Looked like a JV basketball game.
30-2, and they went up 2-0 in that game.
Yes, they did.
Yep. Oh no!
3rd and 18 becomes 3rd and 13.
Sorry, guys, for the. Ooh, and that's 55 jumped off sides there. Just tried to do too much. You got senior Zach Strom was going to try to get in the backfield and just jumped a little early there. Did they wave that off?
They just waved it off.
Okay.
I guess they said they had blown it ready for play anyway.
Okay, maybe so. Okay, good.
Okay,
still 3rd and 18. Okay, forget that.
Big play for the West Columbus defense. Quarterback just over top.
Oh, nice play by the quarterback there.
And that is number 15 for Sandhills, Drew McCampbell. And you can't draw it up better than that.
Well, you know, that's just he was in a slot position there. He's been, the main blocker all night, and pretty much they said, we've set up the defense. Now let's go to him, and he was wide open over the middle.
Well-designed play. You got a 6'5" quarterback laying it over the top of the defenders and putting it only where his receiver can get it. Quarterback draw inside, picks up a couple of yards, brings the ball down to about the 5.
It's going to be 2nd down and 5, or 2nd down goal from the 5. If Sandhills quarterback is going to run that ball up the middle and he's, not tucking that ball away, if I'm a West Columbus defender, I'm swatting that ball away.
And I'm telling you right now, for a 6'5" kid, his legs are going to be about, razor thin, and you can't tackle that kid high. You get into his waist, you get into his belt buckle, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
It's like another injury on the field for West Columbus.
Let's see, we got here James Keenan down 31-23 to Southern Wayne tonight. Jacksonville over East Duplin 27-17.
Terry Sanford over Lumberton 45-0. Terry Sanford must have a really good football team.
Rose over Laney 28-21.
South Brunswick almost gets someone tonight against Midway. South Brunswick, still looking to, get that football team, and that program back on track.
Ashley, we saw them last week down to Northside Jacksonville 45-12 in the fourth quarter.
Scotland beats Hoggard tonight. Well, is ahead of Hoggard 34-13 in the fourth quarter.
There's that Grace Creek Fairmont score. St. Paul's over Union Pines in the third quarter 35-12.
One thing I think I'm going to do when I, decide to retire, get a little older, I want to go to some of these, schools and see them play at their own school. I'd really love to go to a Scotland County football game. I heard the Scotland County Richmond game was one of the best high school football games you could possibly go to. Scotland County got the Jumbotron for the high school. I want to go and see some of these places I've talked about over the years.
We've got plenty of time here to go. If you're West Columbus, 9:16 to go, but you need to stop here. You cannot give up points at this point if you want to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, it's big here. You got 9 minutes left. You don't want to go down 2 scores.
Okay, we are back to action.
A lot of injuries tonight, Kevin. I've seen 2 or 3 from each team, limping off the field, and that's tough. Second game of the year,
especially if you're a 1A school and you're not fielding a whole lot of kids.
And that's number 51 for West Columbus, which is K1
Sumter.
Junior. He looks to be okay though. He's limping just a little bit. Hopefully, it's just something that's going to heal rather quickly.
And we have a false start by the offense.
Kevin, I don't know if that's going to be – yeah, it is. Good job. Good call.
The end on the left-hand side.
Okay. All right. Hey, that's what you need for West Columbus. You need them to shoot their self in the foot.
Same spot on the field on the other end late in the first half. You had Jadakiss Baker almost take one. If Jadakiss Baker gets an opportunity, he can take another one to the house.
Closer to the end zone, you sort of take your quarterback out of the game because it's a lot tougher to complete passes this close to the end zone. So, look for Sandhills to, run the ball. But it looks like an empty backfield for Sandhills.
Look for the quarterback draw, as we talked about before. Heads up play by the West Columbus defense stops them on about the 5. That's number 11 for West Columbus, and that is Dante Moore.
Shaw for Sandhills has eaten West Columbus alive on those short passes. That's almost Brady-like right there with those short passes.
For a freshman to have that kind of precision, you can't say enough about this young man, Shaw.
Probably going to see his name, in the next couple of years because, the kid's really good.
Okay, another big play for the West Columbus defense.
3rd and goal from the 5. There's some more flags.
And there's more laundry.
Those referees tonight will probably have to go home and ice their shoulders down because of all the flags that they've had to throw.
Big penalty goes against Sandhills at this point, another 5-yarder. And West Columbus being helped out by the Titans right now. You got about 8:10 to go in the ball game, and Sandhills going the wrong direction.
Yep. Sandhills is not the team in the second half that they were in the first half. Big plays here for West Columbus. You got them 3rd and goal from the 10. You got to have 2 big plays from your defense. Look for another short pass from, number 7.
Shaw back to pass once again, rolls to his right, getting a little pressure, flushed out of the pocket, throws it just.
Ooh. Almost intercepted.
And guess who it is again?
Number 8.
Number 3,
Number 3,
Baker.
Yeah. Number 3. He's going to get him one tonight.
And I'll tell you right now, Jadakiss Baker would be dancing all the way down 74-76 if we'd have been able to pick that one off.
4th and 10 right here for Sandhills. Big play both ways. This is pretty much about the play of the ball game right here.
Play made there by the West Columbus defensive line, flushing him out of the pocket, making him throw before he was ready.
And he almost did a great job of, maybe almost completing that pass.
Low snap, throws the ball on the fade, way out there.
I think he came down with it.
Caught for the touchdown. Number 1, Joshua Dellinger with his 2nd touchdown of the ball game, and he brings the score to 28-14 Sandhills.
Kevin, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of high schools that would love to have that kid as a freshman quarterback right now. I mean, that's just touch right there. That's putting the ball in a position just for your receiver to catch.
Is that coachable, or is that just natural ability?
No, that's just natural ability. Since you said that his dad played at State and his brother's, a walk-on, that's just natural ability. From what I've seen tonight, as in precision and touch, as a freshman, probably one of the best freshman quarterbacks I've seen in a while.
And I've been told his brother is the JV quarterback. Yeah, his other brother's the JV quarterback.
Wow, I wonder what his sister does.
You're hoping she plays tennis, don't you?
Wow. Nice play, guys. If you can't see it on the radio, you're seeing a really good quarterback right here.
Handoff to the left-hand side, goes around the corner.
I don't think he got it.
Just barely misses, and it's still a 14-point ball game. Sandhills 28, West Columbus 14. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Whether West Columbus wins this ball game or loses this ball game, I can't speak for you, but I've seen a lot of growth in West Columbus tonight. These kids are fighting hard, fighting to the end. I mean, you can see the West Columbus program on the way up.
Yeah, I mean, I've especially second half. I've been sort of impressed with West Columbus and the stuff that they can do.
Update on that Fairmount score. It's now 39-2. I mean, a lot of things we said, both of these teams, young programs, a lot of positives to draw on as you get into the conference schedule. I mean, a lot of football yet to be played, but these teams, you see them growing up before your very eyes.
Well, from what I understand, that this school is a school that really doesn't have a home building. They got a lot of kids that are homeschooled, that they all come together and play. And you're probably going to see especially a lot of schools around that area that's probably drooling a little bit, would love to get that kid over to their program to play. So we'll see what happens.
And apparently we're on the wrong side.
Well, there must have been a penalty afterwards on West Columbus.
Because they're kicking off from the 45 of West Columbus.
Yeah, that had to be a 15-yard penalty after the play.
And if I'm West Columbus right now, if we end up losing this ball game, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to be singing all weekend my coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. You're going to go back and you're going to look at the penalty yards, and you're just going to shake your head as a coach.
Deep kick almost goes for the field goal. We'll come out to the 20-yard line, but West Columbus will take over 1st and 10. We'll take a quick break and recognize our sponsor, and we'll be right back with the last 7:46 of this ball game right now. Sandhills up 28-14. Okay, Brett, we are back. Apparently, our sponsors have decided to take the rest of the game off.
We're going to have to throw a flag on them.
A little bit of laundry. I'm telling you, we need to market that.
You know, West Columbus, takes back over here. They're down 2 touchdowns. We'll see what, West Columbus can do to try to get down the field. And they've been able to march down the field.
Looks like we've had another timeout called, so we will go ahead and just converse a little bit more. Want to get a chance while we've got the opportunity to thank Jeff Green and his great staff over here at West Columbus, the Axelberg family, all the football parents. They were gracious enough to host our CCCA students on our broadcasting team and allowed them to eat with the football team and the cheerleaders tonight. We want to say a big thank you. Folks at West Columbus are always very welcoming when we come over, and we want to say thank you for everything that y'all did for us today. And can't say enough about this school and this community and how much they support the kids no matter where they go to school in Columbus.
Yeah, I love coming over to West Columbus. The faculty, staff, they're always nice. They always stop and talk to you. They've actually got a really good school over here. Their test scores are really high. They've grown over the last couple of years. Jeff Green's done a good job as principal over here at West Columbus.
Also want to give a shout out to the concession stand over there. Great food, great service. The sausage dogs here are incredible.
And I left my money at home, and they wouldn't give it to me on credit because they know me, I guess.
I don't know if you're famous or infamous over in Columbus County.
Is that another penalty there or what?
A little bit of laundry, I think.
Oh, my goodness. Or maybe they haven't blown the ball into play, possibly.
Neither one of these teams let grass grow under their feet. They get right to the line of scrimmage and go.
Yeah, I don't think they have blown the ball into play. So we'll play that one again. No penalty.
As I recall, when we were kids, that was a do-over.
Redo.
Back to pass, quick screen up the middle. Very quickly snuffed out by the Sandhills defense. 52 for Sandhills, and that is Zach Butler.
West Columbus has got some old South Columbus players on their coaching staff. Preston Worley actually coaching for West Columbus now, probably bringing some of the knowledge that he learned when he was playing at South Columbus. Good to see him, teaching school. He was a student of mine. He loved social studies, and he's now teaching social studies. I don't know if I was an influence on that, but I hope to think I was. But it's good to see him over there and involving himself.
Fake flushed out is quarterback. He'll go around the left and pick up just a couple before taking all the way out of bounds. Mariko Best, also on that West Columbus coaching staff, former teacher of mine over at Acme Delco Middle. And, he also coached at East Columbus. And I'll tell you, a lot of experience on that West Columbus sidelines. You can say Lamont Williamson doesn't have a lot of experience at the head level, but he's been in this community. He knows these kids. He's coached for and against these kids. And really nice to see him get these kids out. Good picture there of Lamont Williamson there. 3rd and about 5. Deep fade. Receiver Jagger Haynes was bracketed by 2 Titan defenders. Just couldn't get around him, and the ball thrown to the outside shoulder, incomplete.
Speaking of pictures, I'm going to ask Kelly Jones if he'll get a headshot of both me and you, and we're going to throw our pictures up there because Mr. Kevin Toman says he has a face for radio, but he's a good-looking guy to me, so I think that Kelly needs to get some headshots of us and put us up there so you can see what we look like.
Unfortunately, Kelly Jones has brand new cameras, and I don't think he wants to break them.
Woo. Kevin's been a long-time good friend of mine. He was my assistant principal at South Columbus for years. Does a great job with the kids that he has and does a great job for athletics in the Columbus County area. Just want to give you a shout-out for all the good stuff that you do for these kids.
I appreciate it, my friend. Same to you. You've been a long-time advocate for not only South Columbus but Columbus County in general and Columbus County sports. Seen you on the sidelines for a number of years, got a chance to get to know you a few years ago, and you do a fantastic job. I've had a number of your students tell me that you're the one teacher who made history and civics interesting.
Yeah.
and made it come alive and made them understand why it's important to know your subject matter.
Well, I try to, and I thank you for all those good comments. I don't know if everybody out there agrees, because I have made a couple of enemies over the year coaching and things like that, but I think they all understand that, I do it for the right reasons, and, I really enjoy what I do, and like I said, you enjoy what you do. You do a great job, and, me and Kevin come over here and, and call these games. We don't get paid. We just do it just for the the goodness of the community and for the kids, for them to go back and watch it after this game's over with and see what they did.
I get a real kick out of somebody coming up to me, in the community and saying, I had a chance to watch that game and really enjoy what you guys do. And I'll tell you, getting these kids the practical experience and seeing their stuff actually come out and people watching it, and I get a kick out of seeing these kids grow, and when they see their own highlights on WWAY or WECT, it's exciting.
You're probably going to get a text from Franklin Davis here in a few minutes now to tell us to be quiet. So Sandhills marching to try to go up 3 touchdowns here.
Just he caught that ball. I don't know how he did, but he did.
You got some good chemistry between a freshman quarterback and his receivers. Those are time patterns there. Those are just, out and ins, dot passes where you got to turn around the balls there. Some great time. They've been working together a long time, and I can see this team, getting a lot better over the next couple of years.
Excited to get a chance to see that quarterback grow as a true freshman with the touch he has on the ball.
Yeah. Second and about 3 from their own about 8-yard line, it looks like. Or from the West Columbus 8-yard line.
Quarterback keeper, he's decided to run. Not a whole lot happening downfield. He has to eat that one, and he's brought down. And,
he seems to be relatively tough. He's actually taken some tough licks tonight, and he jumps right back up.
At some point, if that kid gets a little meat on his bones, he could be a Division II, Division I quarterback.
Yeah. As I say that, he comes up stretching a little bit and walking a little gingerly and slow. He'll sleep good tonight, I promise you that.
They do got about an hour and a half bus ride on the way back.
Still third and about 7.
Inside handoff. Sniffed out by the West Columbus defense. I don't think he got it there. Looks to be just a bit short. It's going to be 4th and about 5.
Yeah, West Columbus, you got to make a stop here.
4:4 to go. Precious seconds ticking away for West Columbus to get back in this ball game. 28-14 our score in favor of Sandhills.
4th and 4 looks like you're going to have another empty backfield, so look for
quarterback draw maybe.
Not when you can do that all night. That's just the short passes that have just eat West Columbus alive all night.
And I'll tell you, there's not a lot of teams that can do that with a freshman or a senior quarterback.
No, that'll win you a lot of football games right there. Being able to complete 3 and 4 and 5-yard passes consistently. Another empty backfield again for Sandhills. This could be the quarterback draw. No. Man in motion, number 8. Pushes up the middle. Does he break the plane? Yes, he does. Number 8, Sandhills.
Zion Richards with another touchdown. West Columbus looks like they're going to be coming up on the short end of this score right now. It's 34-14. But you can't say enough about how much these Vikings have really fought this evening. And I think they're maybe steps away from really, getting a chance. 1A does not have a lot of schools in it.
A lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas if you are West Columbus, because they had a lot of opportunities. They did not play a bad football game. Penalty-wise they did, but as in offensive and defense, they did not play a bad football game. Actually, a pretty good football game.
Fake the handoff, rolls out to the right-hand side, takes it by himself, and he'll be brought down short of the goal line. No good.
Yeah, I'm probably going to protect my quarterback right there and just hand the ball off, because he's taking some licks tonight, and I'm probably not going to give them the opportunity to get another lick on, especially up 3 scores. But maybe they're making the kid tough.
There you go. He is a freshman. He needs a lot of playing time. But if you're a West Columbus fan right now, generally in the last couple of years, you're taking a lot of hard knocks. But right now, if I'm a West Columbus fan, I'm excited about what the future is going to hold.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I take a look at, the Waccamaw Conference. Is It's Three Rivers.
Three Rivers.
Okay, yeah, I'm old school. Sorry, guys. I've been through a lot of conferences. But anyway, if you look at the teams in this conference, there's some beatable teams in this conference for West Columbus. You know, there's 2 or 3 teams on the schedule that you know that you probably can beat if you play a good football game, and that's the games they've got to look to. You know, the South Columbuses are probably going to be tough ones to win for you. You know, you look at the St. Paul's, the Red Springs games. You know, those are the East Columbus games. Those are the ones that you circle on the schedule and say, hey, guys, these are our winnable games here, and we need. These are the ones we got to win to build our program.
Okay, Sandhills Titans look to kick off the ball up with about a little under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Kevin, it's past my bedtime. Did I tell you that?
Thankfully, you live close. I live back in Charlotte, my friend.
Ooh, man.
We will be off next week, and the following week on the 13th, we will be back at South Columbus as Red Springs comes in to South Columbus, and that is usually a barn burner.
Yep. Red Springs, typically the kind of team that's going to get back and, you know, throw it and try to pick your defense apart.
Ball picked up by West Columbus. Takes the ball down to the about the 35-yard line.
35.
Where West Columbus will take over. 3:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. I'd like to give a shout-out to our camera crew tonight, doing a fantastic job. Great folks at CCCA, Kelly Jones, Constance Falk, and really great program. These kids are learning a lot, and they're doing a fantastic job here for us tonight.
I may want to remind them that we will be off next week. We won't have a football game, but we'll be back the next week.
Brett and I are hoping we don't have to get the boat out because hopefully that storm will stay just enough away from us to where we'll get a nice soaking, and that's about it. Deep.
There's it out. He's got a man there. Oh, thought he had it. The angle looked a little different from here, but, you know, 2 or 3 inches there.
He had the arm just a bit too long.
That was a nice ball.
Again, a lot of positives for your West Columbus. You may not have come across with a win on the scoreboard, but a lot of good things to look at. Quarterback play tonight was outstanding. You had a couple of good hits on Brandis Kelly. You have other receivers starting to step up, starting to emerge. Your defense has been pretty stout for the most part.
I'm just hoping West Columbus didn't sustain many injuries tonight. You know, maybe injuries that they can get over quickly. I noticed a couple of kids did go off the field. So hopefully, you know, the injury bug did not, you know, bite them tonight too much.
And unfortunately, we got a little laundry on the field.
Why not? You know, if those referees are getting paid per flag, they're making a lot of money.
You know, and if I'm them, I'm looking to Brett Burris right now because they must have tennis elbow.
I'm sure that they're going to go to the car and, well, before they go to the car, they'll probably go by the concession stand and ask for a cup of ice because they're going to have to ice down those elbows before they get home.
A little bit of form on that. If you snap the wrist a little bit, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, mate, they're throwing them underhanded now. First of the game, they were throwing them overhanded. Yep. Now they're throwing them underhanded. So maybe they're just tired throwing flags overhanded.
Once again, back to play. He's going to try and hit that long ball once again. Flushed out. Tries to take off.
Hard-working kid there. Number one, still on his feet.
He's still playing.
You know, that's just heart right there. You're down 3 scores. You got about 2 minutes, or actually 3 minutes, 31 seconds left. You're still going hard for your team. As a coach, you've got to like that. You've got to, you know, go and pat that kid on the back and say, good job.
And then in the other ear, you got to look at him and tell him, put the ball away, young man.
It was a good stiff arm going out of bounds there if you saw that on the replay. Just, you know, push the guy down. You know, that's just strength there.
Looks like we got another injury, I think this time for Sandhills.
Kevin, you got any big plans for your Labor Day Monday?
I'm going to do what every good educator will do on this 3-day weekend. I want to get a good long rest.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And I know you are pretty excited because you got some good time to play with Indiana and Piper this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know that we have any plans, but I'm sure there will be some, and we'll enjoy the 3 days. My 2 kids, Piper and Indiana, are very excited that they don't have to go to school Monday morning.
I'm going to tell you right now, don't you still wish you had that energy, though?
Oh, the only way I can get that energy is from about 12 Red Bulls. But then I crash. Yeah, Brandis Kelly out here. Kelly's going to be flagged for a penalty. He didn't get set on the line over here. Yeah. Kelly's probably tired. I mean, he's played every down. I'm sure he's winded. He's given it his all tonight, and he's still going hard.
That's what you like to see right now. I mean, the issue's probably not in doubt at this point, but both these teams still playing hard, still giving everything they have. It's been, say what you want about the penalties. It's been a good high school football contest. Haven't seen a lot of junk, a lot of nastiness. Just, good, hard high school football.
Really, there's been like one turnover. I mean, it's been clean in the turnover column. Just marred by penalties.
And here he goes again. That young man, McKinney, is like the Energizer Bunny, I'm telling you. He keeps going and going and going. Keonta McKinney is a tough young man, and I'm really impressed with him tonight.
Yes, he is. He even though his team's down, he's still going hard. West Columbus has got a lot of positive things to build on after this game. Probably the only negative is the penalties, but there's a lot more positives that you can build on than negatives. No, you didn't get the win tonight, but you did a lot of good things. You put yourself in a situation to win, and that's what you wanted to do.
And I'll tell you, I mean, as a former coach, you can echo this sentiment. We had an unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Vikings. You can probably echo this. You're not in a situation anymore where you're outgunned or outmanned. I mean, they're correctable, coachable mistakes, and when you clean those up as a ball club, which they're going to work very hard on, in the next week, they're things that if you clean up, that you can get wins. You're no longer outgunned or outmanned. You're no longer, 19 kids playing against 50.
I can promise you that probably Coach Williamson's going to watch this same broadcast probably this weekend, and he's probably going to pick out every single penalty, and he's going to address probably every single one and every single player and say, hey, we can win ball games if we can clean these things up.
Drives back deep, chucks it up there, and it is caught.
Kid's got good hands.
Fantastic catch by, guess who?
Brandis Kelly.
That'd be my guess, and I think you're right. Brandis Kelly, somewhere W.T. Edwards is saying, I taught him that. West Columbus still fighting. You got to love the pluck in these young kids. There's 3:07 left on the scoreboard, and they're down by 20, and they're still fighting.
I may throw it up to him again there. See, they got two people on him over here. They're covering him up pretty good.
And the quarterback is still.
What'd you say a while ago about putting the ball away?
Yep. Love McKinney, tough kid, but he swings that ball out there with his arm.
But you know what? You can't fault the kid. He's trying to get extra yardage. His team's down by 3 touchdowns. He's trying to do all he can do.
I mean, he's still fighting. Just, You see where he's holding the ball out here to his right-hand side? And that's something, as he gets a little bit older, he's going to clean up. I mean,
it looks like he went to tuck it away, and as soon as he went to tuck it away, that's when the hit came, and it just jarred it loose. So I think that's 2 turnovers for West Columbus.
1st and 10 for Sandhills, 2:53 to go. The issue not in doubt, but you got to love, the effort of these West Columbus kids tonight.
Yeah.
As soon as the game's over, we got to cut because I'm about 30 minutes behind schedule.
Okay.
They're actually number 7 quarterback for Sandhills actually been taken out of the game. We got a brand new quarterback into the game for Sandhills. Probably just in there, just hand off the ball. You're not probably going to try to score anymore here. You're going to hand off the ball and let the clock run out.
I'll tell you, Sandhills kids are pretty tough. I mean, they're a young team. They're 0-2. They played 2 really tough opponents. They lost 49-42 in their first ball game. Then they played a real stout Herald squad, lost 42-6. This is a team that's not too far away from being a contender.
No, when I saw that they played Harrells, I knew that Harrells was a really good football team, and but with the first team they played, I forgot, was it some Christian school also? Actually hung in there with them, and I can see this team winning some games, and they gonna get them one tonight.
Well coached, real polite folks. I met them before the ball game, and I'll tell you, I think they like coming down here. They played East Columbus the last 2 years.
So it was East Columbus
Yeah.
they played. Okay, all right. I knew I'd heard that name before. Looks like an empty backfield, so, Sandhills does look like they're going to throw it. It's probably going to extend this game another about 10 minutes, what do you think?
Most likely. Fumble snap. He'll go down on knee, protect the ball.
I don't know. If I'm Sandhills, I'm probably just going to run the ball here. You don't want to, make somebody look bad. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. You've got the ball game in hand. Try not to get anybody hurt, because this is the situation where kids get hurt. Because there's a lot of emotions on the West Columbus side, and West Columbus is going to go hard. So.
I'll tell you, a nice hard run by Flowers takes the ball out of bounds. And if
they're running the clock.
Oh, they are running the clock.
They said he wasn't out of bounds. They're ready. Their arms are tired.
I believe that's what's called referee's discretion.
Yeah. Their arms are tired. They say they got to get to the house. As you see, he did go out of bounds here, but they decided to run the clock.
That's preventative officiating is what that is.
Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
He went one quick wave of the arm, then he rolled it again.
I'm not going to disagree with him there. Back in the shotgun again, empty backfield for Sandhills.
Milking that clock down to 1:30. Inside handoff. Brought down the sideline.
It's going to be a first down.
And should be about maybe one, maybe two more snaps, and we'll have the ball game. So a reminder, Brett Burrows, we are off next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks with Red Springs at South Columbus down at the OK Corral.
So you're telling me I don't have to work for 2 weeks? Can you tell Adam Thompson that?
Well, I'll tell you this. With the rain and the weather that might be coming, I might be able to make that happen.
Again, be safe out there. Whatever happens, we pray that the storm doesn't come here. But be safe. Whatever does happen. Another inside handoff. Another good run by Sandhills. Gains about 8 yards. Oh,
take him back the other way. And West Columbus will score the touchdown, number 51 for West Columbus, and that is Keywan Sumter. Takes the ball away from the running back, heads back the other direction for a West Columbus touchdown.
That's a situation where maybe you should take a knee or whatever, because that gives points the other way. Hey, and not securing the ball. Oh, that wasn't that play, was it?
No.
Okay.
What that is, you're digging for extra yardage. Could have been called for forward progress. Referees let it go.
Well, I guess we're going to see an onside kick here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it was right there. Did a good job just taking the ball away.
34-20 our score. West Columbus looks to make this a 34-22 score. And if you're West Columbus, you're looking at 200 yards of penalties. You're looking at a touchdown callback and 3 almost pick sixes by the West Columbus secondary.
West Columbus kicker out, I think, for the first time, trying to get the extra point here. I can't necessarily see his number.
And that
42.
is blocked.
Well, he's down. You can't advance that. West Columbus kicker number 42 was Austin Booth, Jr. So a little shout out to the Booth and his family.
48.2 to go, 34-20 our score. And if you're West Columbus, you're looking at this saying, if not for a couple of mistakes here or there, we're up in this ball game probably by about 1 score.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's about learning how to win and growing up as a team. These are lessons that have to be learned by a young team.
Yeah, just Coach Williamson will get those penalties cut back. I mean, it's like you said, those are correctable errors. Your offense and your defense look pretty good. Just your penalties were the mar of the game. Coach Williamson will address that. I'm sure that that they'll cut half those penalties in half, hopefully even more. And you'll see a West Columbus team coming back ready to rock and roll.
48.2 to go once again. And we are seconds away from ending another nice night of high school football. I'd like to thank Kelly Jones, Connie Falk, the great kids at CCCA for the fantastic job they do. Brett, always good working with you. And we got a great season of football still to come. So definitely tune in on 89.9 WZCO, all the Facebook and social networks that Columbus County has to offer. And get your seatbelt on because it's going to be a bumpy ride all the way to the Three Rivers Conference Championship.
Probably going to be an onside kick here. It's free. It's free. That's West Columbus's ball.
West Columbus will play to the final whistle.
Yeah.
You got to love that. If that's going to be a statement of a Lamont Williamson coach team, you have to love that. His kids have not stopped playing. They have not stopped playing hard.
And you know what? That kid didn't have to down that. That kid actually could have picked that up and, ran it for the touchdown. He, it bounced up to him. He went down. But he had green grass in front of him. There it is. Yeah, 63 just didn't fall on it for Sandhills. I'm sure that the coach will look at that and tell him, hey, you just got to fall on that ball.
Great play by number 64 for West Columbus, and that is Kelton Bullard picks up the onside kick.
Hey, you get a quick score here and come back and hit another onside kick.
Any chance they might throw the ball to Brandis Kelly at this point?
I'm sure they will. There he goes. Can he go up and get it?
Almost. He got a hand on it at least.
He about did a, what's my man's name from the Giants? He used to.
Bavaro.
The guy from the Giants with the blonde hair. What's his name?
Oh, Odell Beckham.
Beckham, yeah. Look, made it almost like a Beckham play there.
You gotta love the fight in these kids. These kids are playing to the final whistle. And he got a hand on it. If he could have got that second hand on it, we might have had something.
And I'm sure Kelly's winded, right? If you got a timeout right now, I would take it for West Columbus just to give Brandis a breather. Get out of bounds if you can.
McKinney's not going to stop running and playing hard either.
Yeah, they're going to stop the clock there.
33.3 to go. West Columbus is going to play that final whistle, and that's a great sign for a young football team.
You probably look back to this side going deep to Kelly. Just throw the ball up because if you throw an interception, so what?
Been impressed with a lot of kids for both of these squads. And obviously the quarterback for Sandhills, the quarterback for West Columbus. A lot of these receivers are starting to grow up. And
Key on 87 here running down the middle of the field. Try to out-pass. Going to it hard in the middle, 76 and 59. Still going hard at it for West Columbus and Sandhills. Dry field down there. You've seen a lot of dust fly up tonight. I'm sure it's a hard field, too.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Columbus County will get that AstroTurf in the next 20 years.
Send your calls and letters to Jonathan Williams, care of Columbus County School.
Another good play by number 1. Probably needs to get out of bounds here. And he does to stop the clock with 23 seconds left. You put yourself in a position, to get into the end zone quick here.
Once again, send those cards and letters for your AstroTurf field to Deanne Meadows or Kelly Jones, care of Columbus County Schools, 618 Washington Street, Whiteville, North Carolina.
1st and 10 on their 20-yard line. Look for Kelly over the middle here.
Deep throws up. Almost comes down with it again is Brandis Kelly.
W.T. Edwards probably screeching right now. That was a low hit, tough hit by 87. He's going up hard for it and just got undercut a little bit. Hopefully the kid's okay.
The danger of reaching up for those high passes is you open your body up and people can come underneath you. And I'll tell you, can't fault Brandis Kelly for the toughness he's shown tonight. Again, the reminder, if the weather does turn for the worse in the next couple of days, make sure you follow Columbus County Schools Facebook page, the Remind app, the Columbus County Schools app. all the social media networks that we have in Columbus County to keep you advised of school delays, cancellations. We hope it doesn't come to that, especially on a short week.
I actually signed up for the emergency remind yesterday. Did you get that text?
I got my
emergency
text.
Remind? Yeah, and I signed up for it. Oh, was that Kelly that did that? Okay. I was in the middle of a tennis match and I saw it. So.
And once again, for those of you, we have talked about the AstroTurf Field. Remember, calls and letters to Kelly Jones, 618 Washington Street, Whiteville, North Carolina.
Kelly's got enough on his plate.
Yeah, because I'm at 817 Washington Street.
Oh, yeah. Can't say enough about the great job our kids have done tonight. I mean, we got some extra time. We want to thank our great students at CCCA for doing a fantastic job growing up a lot. Want to thank Jeff Green once again and his staff for taking care of our kids. Really means a lot that these schools have invested in not only their children, but our children at CCCA and have taken them under their wing and, told us how much they appreciate us coming over. And can't say enough about the hospitality of all three high schools.
Brandon Kelly comes up limping off of that play and actually being carried off the field. Prayers for him, and hopefully, it's not anything serious or whatever.
And reminder, this map that we have up on the screen is only one possibility. Please don't panic. This is only one possibility.
West Columbus still back again, throws it over the middle, and it almost intercepted. And I think it's going to be, is that going to be fourth down?
Third.
Third down with 14 seconds left to go. West Columbus still going hard, though.
Yeah. Can't teach toughness in kids, but these West Columbus kids showing, what they're made of in playing till the final whistle, even though they're down 14 points.
10-28, one of the longest high school football games I've probably been to tell you the truth.
Kelly Jones looking to,
Thank goodness I'm getting paid by the hour.
Exactly. We're going to renegotiate our contract if it lasts much longer.
I'm sure my wife will have my food in the microwave ready to go, probably set on 30 just for me to hit start when I get home.
Once again, deep back to pass, throws the ball. Call and almost to the end zone. And touchdown. He does get the touchdown.
You're going to see an onside kick here with 9 seconds left to go.
And that is number 10 for West Columbus, Darius Marshall, with the touchdown.
West Columbus making it interesting here at the end.
34-26 our score. Until that final whistle, I mean, you know that you said this as a coach 100 times. I've heard you say it. You play till the whistle blows. And that final whistle hasn't gone off.
West Columbus going to line up for two here. No, there's a pass interference call.
Yep, which means we'll do this all over again.
We're going to go from the 1.5 yard line. And, it's an untimed down for extra points. So you could actually run this play here and get it in and, no time come off the clock.
And then it gets very interesting with 9.6 to go.
If you left early, you miss West Columbus comeback here.
And if you're West Columbus right now, you're thinking back, man, we had our opportunities.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He
got it.
He got it.
He's in for two, but another flag on him. Yes. This may be one of the most penalized games I've seen. I don't know who it's on. Evidently, the referees are getting paid
by the
per flag. Face mask.
Face mask will be.
Two's going to be good. The two will count.
Two will count, so it's 30.
Yeah, because you're going to march off probably. I don't know that they'll do that on the kickoff because it was during the play, but I don't know.
34-28 our score.
No, they won't give it to them on the kickoff. If it was after the play, it would have been added.
And now what we're looking at is a 6-point ball game with 9.6 to go. You have time for the kickoff and maybe one play.
If I'm Sandhills and I got a timeout to burn, I'm calling it right now, and I'm getting my kids together, telling them, hey, they are going to mark it off here, Kelly.
And I'm telling you, if I'm Lamont Williamson, I'm getting on my cell phone, I'm calling that locker room, is Brandis ready to go? And I can tell you right now, if I'm Sandhills, I'm calling timeout, and I'm finding my hands team and talking to every single one of them.
Exactly right, because West Columbus recovers, they're going to have, about probably 7 seconds left, and that's enough time to go down the field. One big play.
34-28 our score.
Did you just say Sandhills called timeout?
Yep.
Okay, you must have called that down, because guess what? He called a timeout. I guess we think like he does.
Score is 34-28. And, I mean, if I'm that Sandhills coaching staff, I'm finding every one of my hands team, and I'm making sure they know that is a live ball and to make sure we cover that thing.
Because they did not do a good job coverage last time that the onside kick came to them.
And if I'm West Columbus, I'm telling that kid, don't go to your knee. If you get a chance, you take it to the house, son.
I'm probably going to put all my wide receivers over there on that side.
Still a lot to play for. This is what happens when you don't give up, even though the score is against you. You fight back in this ball game. And if I'm Lamont Williamson, I'm commending my kids in the locker room at the end of this ball game for showing that kind of heart.
In case you don't know, this football has to travel 10 yards before West Columbus can touch it. But if Sandhills touches it before 10, then it is a live ball.
As you well know, anything and everything can happen in high school football.
Here we go, guys. Oh, that didn't go 10 yards.
Go 10 and touch the receiver. And that's going to end up being our ball game.
Yep, so Sandhills will take over probably at that spot.
If you're West Columbus, you can hang your head a little bit about mental mistakes, but you really got to, have been here the last several years to know, see these kids grow. And this community and this program is really on the upswing.
A lot of good takeaways from this game if you're Coach Williamson from West Columbus. A lot of positives that you can take away. Like I said, the negatives are the penalties, as you said, that can be fixed. And, look for West Columbus to, come out, playing, hard-nosed football next couple of weeks.
I mean, this is a character-building win for Sandhills and really a character-building loss for West Columbus.
Look for number 7 for Sandhills taking knee here, and this will end up the ball game, Kevin.
Victory formation.
That'll do it.
And that'll be our ball game. The press's final seconds tick off. Our winners, Sandhills 34-28. Once again, I want to thank Kelly Jones, Connie Falk, the great kids at CCCA for the fantastic job they've done. We will be back in 2 weeks at Civitan Stadium on the campus of South Columbus as Red Springs rolls in, and that is always a fantastic ball game. We will see you, Brett Burrs and myself, in 2 weeks on 89.9 WZCO and the Facebook and all the close Columbus County schools.